best medicine as I'm healing up from my second surgery is this. It is the 10th year anniversary of the Mighty Mascots. This was a concept created by Keith Gleason, and he brought me aboard to do some designs, and I created these characters, how they look and stuff. And then over the years, different artists have been brought on to do their own interpretations of these characters. But guess what? The other day, look what came in. I mean, it's just such a massive compliment to be able to see artwork that I was part of in the beginning transcend to the next level, which is 3D. This is the second toy line of stuff that I've done that I've seen like actual figures made, you know, and it's blowing my mind. So I just wanted to share this with you and just to be like, thank you so much. This is the best medicine. This gives me so much strength.
Bixby Grant Private Eye, Fangs and Brimstone, returns to Kickstarter. Serving up supernatural noir, spiked with pulpy, two-fisted detective action, and a taste for trouble. Your favorite mummy detective has lost his arm, chased a poltergeist, stumbled onto a ritual cult murder, and threw a suspect off the roof. With Diego the Rockabilly Vampire in tow, Bix is on the lam, shaking down mystics and contacting the netherworld with the help of a 9-year-old witch. But things get a little too real for Bix, as long-kept secrets about his personal life are revealed, and he and Diego are kidnapped by the monstrous Council Macabre. This campaign has variant covers from young Hellboy artist Craig Rousseau and from Parts Unknown artist Daniel Caval, as well as Bix enamel pins, and for the first time, original sketches from Bixby Grant artist Gonzalo Martinez. Consider backing our book, but if money's tight, no worries. We'd appreciate it if you could just help spread the word. Thanks.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Indie Comics Relay. I'm your host, Keith Gleason, creator of the Mighty Mascots and the promoter for Plastic City Comic Con. With me, as always, Johnny C., creator of Sartana, the comic, the Surrounded by Death, and the Pond. For who, Johnny?
My good cousin, Roger Morocco.
Absolutely. And our third co-host, the Time Lord of Tangents himself, Harry G.
Hey everybody, how's it going?
Guys?
What's up? I didn't win Powerball, so I'm here.
All right. So on the way home from Retro Expo,
did you go get some, Johnny?
well,
You were saying
Rachel's bladder's very small, so we had to stop several times for her to pee. So at the last gas station I stopped at, I was like, let me get some Powerball tickets, and literally, like, it was like one person after the other was coming in for lottery. It was crazy.
Well, I was telling somebody was behind me. He's like, "Oh, I don't know if I should get one." My wife sent me in to get a Powerball ticket, and he never plays lottery. I'm like, "Well, you probably won't win, but I know for a fact that if you don't play, you can't win." So it's like, "Yeah, right."
Well, I told the kid behind the counter, I go, "If I win, I'll come back, and I'll give you a portion of it." On my way out the door, I was like, "Except if you sell the winning ticket to that guy, I'm not coming back."
So you told him, when I win, I'll come back and I'll free you.
I'll free you from all this.
Right.
All this doesn't have to be yours anymore.
Exactly.
Yeah, right. Exactly. So we got 5 minutes until our first guest comes here. Johnny, you want to tell everybody that we'll be at
yes.
We'll be this coming weekend?
Yes, we will be at SPX in Maryland, Bethesda, Maryland.
Yeah,
this weekend. It's a fantastic show, very much an indie comic show. I felt out of place there the last time I was there, only because I feel like it's so grassroots indie that I almost I wasn't sure where I was. But that's the thing, is that it's so inclusive that there isn't a thing where you wouldn't fit in. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And yeah, so it's
Dean
a great
will be
show.
There. Dean Haspiel.
Dean will be there. I believe George O'Connor, I think, is going to be there again.
Oh, George is going?
Yeah, I think George is going to go, if I remember correctly.
Shit. Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, so we'll see a few familiar, fun faces, I believe.
Oh, cool. It's my first time ever going, so I'm a little excited for it. I love shows like this. I mean, IC3, Mice,
IC3.
And I know there's a bunch all over the country, but I've been hearing about there's a Ed Piskor one now too, called Eddie P Con or something like that.
Oh.
I think that's in Philly now or something.
That would be a cool show.
That'd be a cool one to go to, I bet, because I bet that probably has
the vibe of that show would be cool.
Would be awesome. Yeah, really like a Harvey Picar kind of Cleveland scene in there, I think.
Yeah.
Are you guys flying down there, or?
Yeah, I spent today kind of putting I mailed my books down there for the first time. I have to check tomorrow and make sure that they made it there. So I'm a little scared about that.
Yeah.
But I figured it's about the same risk whether you put it in a suitcase or ship them. But shipping ended up being cheaper than getting a second suitcase on the flight. So
one of the perks of the JetBlue card is a free checked luggage. So I'm counting on that to get some of my stuff down. But then I also thought I only have 3 feet of space on the table anyway. So I could technically condense down to a carry-on and then put all my clothes.
Is that what you're going to try to do?
I might. So everything's already kind of pre-packed in the big suitcase. So that almost makes sense to make that the checked luggage. But I might try to swap it around and just see if I can just do something smaller. That way it'll fit under the table very well too,
Yeah, exactly. I got those small shelving units that we have, that you break down, the wooden ones.
Yeah,
I got one of those to fit in the carry-on. So I think
nice.
That's all I'm going to bring in. And I just brought a bunch of little tchotchkes, stickers and trading card packs and stuff like that. So
yeah,
all in the luggage,
I brought coffee last year, and that kind of helped push the thing because it was unusual,
Yeah.
Like that there.
You gonna try to do that again, or is it gonna be too much?
I'm out of coffee, and I didn't want to scramble to get more.
I gotcha.
Yeah,
only a few days left to do it.
And I could technically if I wanted to, but I'd like to maybe even just network a little bit more. I'm not really worried about going to the show to spend and to sell or to make money. It's more about just want to maybe connect with some artists, walk around, kind of do that.
Yeah, maybe get a few videos in for this show would be nice.
I'm
a little concerned with selling because I kind of want to go home with none of that stuff that I shipped, because then I got to figure out
logistically getting it back.
So I'm hoping to move
Mhm.
all that product, but we'll see. I know it's a tough thing sometimes, you know.
Well, don't put the expectation in place where like that's your drive, because it's almost like that will work against you.
No, I'm gonna. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm gonna act like I normally do at any other show, and then if I have leftover books, I'll figure it out on Monday.
Yeah,
whether
I
I
think.
can-
I mean, I think Mighty Mascots would clean up over there. So I don't think
Hopefully.
you have much to worry about.
Hopefully, I'm gonna do like that $25 deal that I usually do, where it's like you get all 10 books for $25.
And I think that's a bargain. I think you will sell a lot of those packs.
Yeah, and I bought 10 of those, so I think as long as I sell those 10, I'll be good. But yeah, we'll see. I mean, if I sell out all day Saturday and Sunday, there's nothing to do.
That's
I'd be
great.
fine with that.
Sign me up for that.
Yeah, exactly. So we'll see.
Roland makes a good point about people shipping toys home from shows. Roland, there's like FedExes built into like hotels in San Diego.
Oh, really?
It was a Sunday afternoon after the show, and it was just wall to wall boxes, like people just shipping all the exclusives they bought out, and you could barely walk in the place. It was like a tunnel to get to the counter.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. Yeah, people.
That's interesting that people do that.
Yep. Well, because you think you want this thing to come back pristine, and
I don't know that area where we're going though. I wonder if there is a FedEx close by or something. You know.
The hotel probably has one.
Oh yeah, I'll have to look into that on Monday if I have to ship.
Yep.
So I'll keep those boxes just in case. You know.
Yeah.
How long of a flight is it down there? Like
It's like what, 2
long.
hours, 3
2 hours?
hours?
Yeah.
Barely. It's a quick
Yeah.
flight.
Yeah, so that's good.
I remember falling asleep and then waking up like almost instantly, going, "What the hell just happened?" Like
time travel.
Yeah,
Where am I?
It literally feels like time travel.
It's like a wormhole.
It is.
So excuse me there. And we're both. Johnny's got a little con crud. I think it's my allergies tonight. With my nose has been running like crazy. So
the allergies, but I mean, me, you, Amy, all have like congestion and runny noses.
Coincidence?
Yeah, coincidence. Well, it was the Retro Expo in Tiverton, so.
Well, I mean, it could also very well be a strain of COVID that we now have most of our antibodies for.
Yeah.
So we're only getting like we're getting like a little touch of the COVID. That's what that is.
Builds character.
Yeah, right.
Builds character. It's like working on your birthday.
Exactly.
So, but our first guest is here, so we'll
awesome.
Start. Now, Johnny.
Thank God, now we don't have to improv anymore.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but Jared, you met for the first time
I met
at SPX, right?
He was right around the corner from me, and I picked up his. Oh God, the name of his book is escaping me at the moment.
Heavy Kill.
I remember it was
Heavy Kill. Heavy Kill. That's what it was. It was a really awesome white hardcover book.
It's pretty thick too.
It's somewhere
hard copy.
stack over here.
Well, he contacted me to come on the show. He's got a book with Top Shelf now, which is incredible. Like
that is incredible.
Yeah. So, and I remember he was a great guest. So, but without further ado, let's bring him into the show and catch up with him and see what's going on. Hey, everybody, welcome Jared Throne to the show. What's up, Jared?
Hey, how you guys doing?
How are you?
Good,
welcome
man.
back, Jared. Good to see you again.
It's been a while, dude.
Yeah, been a little bit.
Yeah, lots changed, huh? Lots changed. You got a book with Top Shelf now, huh? That's awesome, man.
I mean, change, not change. Making comics, going to shows.
Yeah,
so.
I love that, dude.
But,
are you going to be at SPX this year or no?
Yeah, I will be there at the Top Shelf table. I didn't get a table.
Oh,
for
perfect.
Me,
I can
but I'll
come meet you face to face.
Yeah,
for the first time. That'd be great. I got in last minute on the someone must have not paid for their table or something. And I was on the waiting list, and they contacted me. So like, hell yeah, I've been dying to go to the show for years. So
good for you. Yeah, I went twice in a row, and then I have not gotten in since then. But one, I was crossing my fingers for this one, but that's okay. Yeah, but I'll be at the show, and I'll have this new book, which is really cool because it doesn't come out till next month. So this will be
very
like
cool.
Advanced thing. It'll be the first time I get to see it in person too. So
very awesome. Cool. Now, is this your first book since Heavy Kill?
Yes, yeah.
Oh, really?
Nice.
First,
Oh,
I
very
mean, I've
cool,
done some
man.
short stuff, but first graphic novel, full length thing. Yeah.
Oh, awesome, dude. So how did now did you pitch it to Top Shelf, or were they aware of your work from previously, or is this the first time they saw it, or?
Yeah, kind of all the above. I had pitched some stuff to them before. I met with Chris Staros, the editor, a couple of times. It's funny because I pitched it to him, or I met with him to talk about it in
Okay.
2022, and it actually he kind of ripped it apart. Like it didn't
Oh.
go very well. I mean,
no.
he was very kind. He's a very
Yeah.
good guy, but and he was right, by the way. A lot of it, I was like, oh, dang. So I reworked it, and then then I ended up getting it signed in like 2023. Been working on it.
Oh,
and so,
fantastic.
Nice.
yeah,
Man. That's
been
so
ready.
awesome.
Ready for it to come out. I'm pretty amped.
I've been through that process before too, where the editor, I mean, I feel like you're right. Like when you look at it after the fact, when it's happening, it's the worst thing in the world. But
Sure.
after you go through it though, and you look back and you're like, oh man, he was 100% right on all of this, you know?
Yeah. And like I said, that's not a dig at all on Chris or Top Shelf. It was very, very helpful for me, and they've been awesome and super helpful throughout the process. And I think comics in particular, like a lot of creative work, it's like isolating. You're used to just doing it by yourself. And once you start getting other people involved, yeah, it's a different type of situation, but I think it's been tremendously beneficial for this book in particular.
Oh, very awesome. Johnny, did you have a question?
I was just going to say, for our viewers, we've been talking about the book. Can you kind of give them a little bit of the log line or the elevator pitch just to bring them on board?
Yeah, well, it's the short version is it's a sci-fi heist, but it's basically 4 people that they go on this heist for their own reasons. They've all been kind of beaten down by the world. It's a futuristic thing, but basically they end up on this planet that's called a bridge planet, and it's like a planet owned by corporations. And so basically the deal is, if a planet is uninhabited, it can be bought out by a corporation and used as sort of like a gas station for ships. So the idea is everything is automated. They're supposed to be going there by themselves. No one's supposed to be there. They're robbing a self-piloted freighter ship. Of course, they get there and hell breaks loose. It's not quite as simple as they think, of course. But yeah, so kind of a heist, mystery, science fiction, futuristic type thing.
I love the Wayland Yutani of it all.
Yeah.
Yeah, it definitely has a little bit of that feel.
Yeah, it
Right.
sounds almost like something like you're describing something within the Alien universe. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right.
I am a big Alien fan. I've been enjoying the new show too.
Oh,
So,
the show.
I'm
yeah,
actually
the show's great.
I'm freshly back from the UFO fest in
are you really?
New Hampshire. I got the new patch, the new police patch. Ooh, where is it? You can see it. I have my thing on. What one?
You're glitching out.
If I hold it out, see it?
Oh, there you go.
I do. Yeah. What's the patch
Nice,
say?
nice.
It says Exeter. What is that?
New Hampshire.
Exeter Police, New Hampshire.
Look at the. It's
Revolutionary.
It's an alien in a UFO.
Oh, that's cool, man.
Yeah,
That's great.
I went down there specifically to grab this year's patch because they do a different one every year, so I had to go get it. I mean, I walked around for about an hour, but it wasn't just like people wearing alien T-shirts and talking about UFOs and stuff. So
It's fun though. It's like a fair.
It is fun.
I mean, the truth is out there.
It's based on a true story that happened in 1966. Like somebody saw
Betty and Barney Hill, right?
Well, not that one. That was like
is that different from that one?
A different one, yeah. So New Hampshire's like crazy with it's become like a UFO hotspot. All of
It's a hotbed.
Yeah,
hotbed of sci-fi activity.
Yeah.
So probably the first ground zero of Space Corporation too, probably.
Yeah. So I say, Jared, I mean, like Alien aside, could you talk a little bit more about your inspiration on the book? What brought you to this story? And it sounds like you've had it with you for a while. If you've pitched it before in the past. Yeah, please bring us through that.
Definitely was like a reworked type thing. I'm not sure if there's anything specific that came as like, oh, this is the idea, but I do think that heist stories to me are really interesting. And the big thing that makes them interesting to me is that before you even start the movie or the book or whatever, you're already you're rooting for the bad guys in a sense, right? Like somebody's going to do something that you would never do in your life, and you're like, I hope they get away with it. And I just think that's an interesting dynamic. There's like some very powerful counterculture messages there and things like that. And then I thought the blend with science fiction was really interesting. But I mean, I like a lot of science fiction. I definitely like Alien a lot, but even a lot of science fiction comics. I mean, Paper Girls, East of West has some like imagery that I felt like was super striking and inspiring for this kind of work. But yeah, you know, I love The Matrix. I love Twilight Zone stuff. I love Barry. So for non-comic booky stuff, but
yeah, I was gonna say like you must be a fan of mashups too, to mash up like science fiction and heist. Like that's kind of a genius idea. I like that a lot.
Yeah, I think there's just I don't know. There's a lot of, you know, there's more stories out there than there's ever been, obviously. And I feel like a lot of the same stories get told over and over again. And that's not necessarily a problem, but I think if you can come up with some blend or some type of setting that makes it unique, it can kind of be an interesting hook to get people invested in the characters and the story itself, you know, finding something. I don't think every story needs to be super 100% unique, but I think something like mashing up genres or different types of settings can really help.
Yeah, for some reason it makes, like, you might not be telling like a totally original story, but changing up the setting sometimes just adds that spark you need to make that story work again, you know? Like I'm thinking specifically, have you read the comic Feral by Image?
I haven't read that. That's on my list. I've heard very good things about it.
Yeah, no, that's like a perfect example of a mashup, like with like where they took,
it's like the Disney-ish horror.
Yeah, they took like Homeward Bound and mashed it with a zombie movie, and it's incredible. But like, there's nothing in there that you haven't seen in a zombie movie before. You know what I mean? Like, but because they're doing it with cats, it makes it like totally original and different. You know, like
beneath the trees where nobody sees.
Oh, I love that book. Yeah,
it's like that's the same idea. It's like, you know, like making it cute to get away with murder, literally.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
It's like I even made a video about like how there's like this whole new trend where they take something cute and mash it with like horror, and it's like there's a bunch of people doing that, you know. So even Stray Dogs was like that too, and that was the same people that did Feral. There's a bunch like that, but I like a good mashup, is what I'm saying.
Sure.
You know, so
I think it's cool too. It's also a story that is sort of like they get there, then the whole book is there in that one spot. And I like a lot of stories like that too, kind of keep it's a big setting, it's an interesting space to work in, I think, and to read about, but the story itself is still like pretty centered around just these 4 people on this one planet and this one experience, you know, which makes it
that's cool. So it's more about the characters then? Is that what you're saying? Like,
I would hope so. Yeah. I mean, it's definitely plot driven, but characters to me are what makes like a book good to great type thing, you know, like interesting ideas are cool. If the characters are not like somebody you care about or care to hate, it falls a little flat at some point. So I would hope that people feel kind of connected to the characters and it's character driven. But I think grounding it in a setting where it's not jumping around a bunch helps that, you know, you can kind of stay focused.
I mean, look at like Firefly. That's another great example of everything genre mashup, characters that are, you know, plot driven. Like it's so good.
Well,
more
plus it's a testament. Yeah, space crime.
Space crime. There you go.
Well, I was going to say too, like Top Shelf usually you must have good characters in it, because they usually just publish mostly like slice of life stuff. And
they've done a lot of stuff. Yeah, they do a lot of slice of life. They also do, I mean, they've done some really cool other stuff, Cosmonites and some other science fiction stuff.
Okay. I guess I only know them basically. Were they the ones that put out Blankets?
They did I believe they did the original run of Blankets. They did Essex County, of course.
Yeah, all that. Yeah, that's the stuff I know them from, like, Jeff Lemire's Essex County.
I mean, they put out a lot of books, so it's a lot of stuff, but over the years, you know.
Yeah, that's awesome. I'm glad they, like, you know, they're not just pigeonholed into that. They'll take a chance on other things too, which is great. I found the listing on Top Shelf's website. It actually has some preview pages here too. So let me pull this up.
Oh, let's fire them up
so people can see
Fire
this.
'em up. Judge away.
yeah
I wish that I know you had sent a PDF, but I don't know what it was like locked or something. We couldn't really see
I couldn't
it,
know what
but-
I'm either. Yeah.
So
Weird.
but at least we could take a look at it though. But I think this cover's
look at
great
this.
too, by
This
the
is
way.
beautiful.
Thank
Now-
you.
Did you do the art as well in this?
Yeah, this book is just me. So
Very
art
cool.
across the board, all the lettering and obviously the writing. Yeah.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
And then I love your style too. I think I might have told you this the last time you were on. It has a very David Lapham kind of style to it. I don't know if
Sure.
you're
Yeah,
a
I'll take
fan.
that compliment.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah,
Love
absolutely.
his stuff. Love his stuff. But no, this looks cool, man. You'll have this book at SPX?
Yep. We'll
I'll
have
have
it
to
at the
scoop
top shelf
this. This is
table.
really
I'll
cool.
Scoop a copy.
Come grab it.
for sure,
Happy
man.
to sign it or sketching
Yeah,
it or whatever,
absolutely,
you know.
man.
Yeah.
This looks great. It's really
You know,
good.
so it's very atmospheric. Like
Yeah.
I think even more so than Heavy Kill in some ways. Like some of your
Sure.
backgrounds here, it seems like you're like the middle panel right there. Like, come on, it's almost like the background and the setting is a character in and of itself.
Mhm.
You know?
Yeah. So the planet they go to is sort of like a former colony planet. So it's
Okay.
got a little bit of like a post-apocalyptic vibe, but it's very deserted. But yeah, I think too, like Heavy Kill, like I like, I like the stuff I make. That's why I'm making it. But I do
Yeah.
feel like this book was like, to me, like a pretty big jump in quality. I felt like Heavy Kill, I was just kind of going for it. And there's something like really fun and interesting about that. And this book, I felt like, oh, I've done this. I know what's happening. I feel like I have better vision for what it's going to be and how to get there. So I'm really proud of how the art turned out in particular,
Yeah, and
this
I gotta
first
say-
panel here is awesome.
Yeah.
Man. Like I love like the flying, the freighter thing.
Yeah.
Like that's
Yeah,
really
yeah.
cool. Like
Thanks.
all that stuff. And so it's super sci-fi, but it's also inherently your style too. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? So it's like
I
it's
do,
not
yeah.
like you didn't stray from you creatively, like you just made it your own. And I love that.
Yeah, no, it is futuristic, it's science fiction, but I am big on the like clunky sci-fi is what I call it, like hard
Yeah.
edges, not the like sleek, smooth,
Yeah,
laser
right.
cyber, like that stuff is fun, but like I really enjoy working in a space.
Yeah,
where
these
it feels
characters look
kind of-
like they're in a lived-in universe, kind of, and they all the designs and the clothes choices look a lot like Alien. where where they're all like workers. That's what
Or
it
just
looks like.
any 70s era sci-fi.
Yeah,
film.
right.
Like
Yeah.
take your pick. Like Logan's Run, whatever.
Yeah, exactly. And that's one of the things I like about the new Alien show is I love that they kept a lot of the design work.
Oh,
from
yeah.
the first
That
film.
aesthetic.
I
know?
also love I don't know if you guys ever played Alien Isolation.
Oh yeah,
But
that was
I haven't,
great.
no.
Love that
man,
game.
it's like, I mean, I think the story they tell is they just had the first movie on loop, like in their offices 24/7. It was just on.
you
But
can
the
tell.
visuals being so tied to the original is just really, really, really neat.
But I feel
Or
like
any of the
go ahead, Harry. What were you
no,
gonna
I
say?
was wondering if any the characters were based on anybody or did you try and incorporate anybody like in there?
Not quite. Honestly, I kind of worked the other direction. I read a lot about like general structure for heist stories. And there's, like heists are very archetypes, right? Like you've got like a mastermind, you got like a keymaster guy, you've got kind of the wild card. Like it's kind of it can be a little systematic to a point. So I wanted to make sort of like the futuristic version of those things and those types of ideas for characters, but then adapt the things that I felt like, oh, I really like this, and maybe work directly against some of the things that I felt like we could do something different or twist it around a little bit.
Heist stories are pretty cool too because there are several that exist today that have not been solved, like the whole like DB Cooper and like other
Cooper.
that
Yeah,
heist,
yeah.
that heist in around here in Worcester, wasn't it, at the museum that still has
the art
something
heist.
missing?
Yeah.
The art heist, right? This is still out there somewhere. Nobody knows. I mean, I think Unsolved Mysteries never solved it, but they tried. But I don't know.
They can't solve it.
They
They're
can't-
on Unsolved Mysteries.
That's
If,
why.
if they
No.
solve the case, they're going to ruin their own TV show. You can't
Yeah, they
solve
I
won't break
guess
the
so,
gimmick.
Well, sometimes like Robert Stack did have updates. When he actually did have Solved Mysteries,
Sure.
but I think it was Robert Stack's voice alone that made that show, and that creepy music too. It was a combination of the creepy music and his voice that did it.
Yeah.
To echo that, I love the thing I love about like heist movies is just to see how the characters get out of it, because everything always runs smoothly until like the middle part of the heist, and then things start falling apart, whether it's like one of the characters turning code or something like a cop that's too good, or you know what I mean. There's always like that linchpin that knocks everything down, and it's like you want to see how good the main character is at getting out of those situations. I think that's why the Ocean 11 movies work really well. And and any of the Parker stuff, which I don't know if you guys watched or read any of those Donald Westlake books, and
I haven't. No.
I can't wait actually for the new one.
Darwin Cook stuff too, right?
Yeah, the Darwin Cook ones are great. Yeah, they're awesome stuff.
Was there a particular heist story you had in mind, Jared? That's like your North Star, like the way you said that, they had Alien on loop. Like, was there one that you kind of like said, hey, like this is kind of like my guiding light here for this story?
I'm not sure if there is really. I mean, Ocean's 11 is good. Logan Lucky is really good, which I think is maybe the same director.
Oh, that's a great one. Yeah.
Yes, and that's a really good version too of like a heist story that's not, George Clooney. Like it's somebody kind of low income type person, which is a little bit like my story. I'm not sure there's any in particular. I did read a lot about some true crime heists, like the great train robbery in England. I don't know if you guys ever read about that, but it's like they stole a ton of money, and a lot of them got away with it for a very, very long time. And they didn't get away with it, but it's just a really fascinating story. So I don't know if there's anything like a North Star, but I read a lot about a lot. That's kind of always my first start when I'm doing any type of new story. I'm a big Wikipedia deep diver too. Just read, click, and just absorb stuff. I do that anyways. That's not even like a story research thing. I'm just a dork.
That's just a condition of creative, like the creative mind, right?
Right. I know. We'll be watching a movie and I'm like, did you know the guy in the background directed the second MIB movie? I was like, why does this matter?
Oh, yeah, this Blue Streak saying we need to read the story of the first bank heist in the U.S. happened in Malden, Mass. I didn't know that.
Wow, that's a fun fact right there.
Yeah, I have to read that. That sounds great. And I was to say, remember the first Ant-Man movie was technically a heist. Remember that?
I was gonna, right.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Which is kind of funny. Like I love stuff like that. Like when they put two things together.
It's so weird that recently this has nothing to do with anything, but I was watching an old episode of The Streets of San Francisco. That old cop
Michael
show.
Douglas.
Okay,
Michael Douglas. First of all, Michael Douglas from Ant-Man, he's in that. And you just mentioned Carl Malden. Carl Malden.
Michael Douglas from Ant-Man, right?
Right.
His legacy is Michael Douglas. Is he from Ant-Man?
You know what I mean. But
that's like when Gary Shandling was only known as the senator from the Marvel movies. That drove me nuts. Remember that? Like everyone's like, "Oh no, it's the senator from the Marvel movies." I'm like,
"No, it's goddamn Larry Sanders."
He has his whole legacy, and he's only
Gary
known
Shandling
for
show.
that.
That's what I know.
No shit. Yeah, it's like crazy.
So I was watching an old episode, and it was like something. It was a continuity error in it. Like Carl Malden and Michael Douglas characters. They will show up at a crime scene separately in their separate cars. And then at the end of the movie, the epilogue of the show, the epilogue, all right, buddy, let's go, wherever they're going, they're leaving together, and they leave in the same car. You just drove your car. Like the other car is still there in the shot. Like it makes no sense,
It's part of the heist. You're not smart enough. We're not smart enough to know why.
Yeah, right.
It's some type of baby driver situation.
Yeah.
That was another one that I watched. That movie.
I was going to say,
great one too.
Movie inspirations aside, did you have any particular characters that, like, you kind of people or things or whatever that you took inspiration from to kind of build the characters, or is there anybody unique, or are you partial to any of the specific characters in your story?
I am partial to some of them, and I think if you read the book, it will not be hard to figure out which one. So that's an easy answer. No, I also did some research and just thinking about like, why do people steal? Period. Why does anybody take anything that they're not supposed to take? And it breaks down, and obviously, like, I'm not a criminal psychologist or something, but like, it seems like it breaks down into some basic ideas of like, you steal for your own family, you steal because you think you deserve it, you steal for revenge, like all these ideas. And so a lot of that drove some of the characters. Like, okay, who's going to be what? I want all of them to kind of have their own motivation of why, because this is like a heist, but it's also like, it's space, right? Like, this is not like going around the corner. Like, you're taking some time out of your life to go do this thing. You better really have a good reason that you feel like this is a good and right.
That's the hill you're going to die on, so to speak, right?
Sure. Yeah. So, so that drove a lot of the characters. Two of them are siblings too. So they have, it's like a brother and sister. So they have some similar background stuff, obviously, but so that drove kind of like the foundation for a lot of them, was just how to build backwards from there of like, okay, if this is going to be somebody who wants to do something like this for X reason, what type of person would that be? What kind of job
you would think too that the heists get easier in the future, right? Or in space, right?
I don't know.
Or
maybe.
harder.
Or not.
Well, so
Maybe.
the
I feel like it'd be
concept here, the concept here is that obviously security wise and stuff is higher, but the main pitch, from the mastermind guy to the crew is, we're going to be miles and thousands of miles, millions of miles away from anybody in the world, right? Like, the planet's abandoned, you're robbing an automated freighter, like, no one will be there. It'll be us, and that's it. Spoiler alert, maybe that's not true. I don't know. But that is the concept of that. In that light, maybe it's a lot easier because you're not even, they can call the cops, so to speak, and they wouldn't show up for months.
Yeah, can you blame your avatar? I didn't do it. It was my avatar.
It's still Surrogates. That's another top shelf book, but yeah.
Oh, sorry.
A great comment here from Tony Sedani. What's up, Tony? Great
Graphic
covers
design
to your
sense.
books, Jared. My graphic design sense is tingling.
Do you still do that? Do you still do that kind of work, or?
Yeah, that's my full-time job. I've been doing that for almost 15 years. So my ACD now, if you're an ad nerdy creative person, but been doing design work. So yeah, that is my corporate creative passion.
Yeah.
Is that where the hatred of corporate comes from?
Shh, don't tell my job that.
I'm only asking because I'm there. I mean, I've been there. Keith and I, and we've all been there.
Right.
I mean, look, it is not a time. This time in era is not a hard time to hate corporations or billionaires or anything like that. It's probably easier than ever to find reasons to be upset with them. So I think that's probably a part of it.
How would you describe your corporate environment? Because I know the one that Keith and I came from, it's like if the producers of the Office Space or Office Space came and saw this place, like, oh my god, this place can't be real. You know what I mean? Like, it's like bizarre things happen all the time. Like they closed out. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
No, I mean, like, this place was like unbelievable. They closed out entire offices to have a maze during Halloween one time, and our bosses dressed up as like Halloween characters, and they would just shut off all the lights and they'd jump at you. I'm like, this time of year. I'm like,
what?
Really?
Is this supposed to be a bad story? That sounds awesome.
These things really happen. And our supervisors like dressed up, for Halloween. Like one time my boss's boss dressed up as like Charlie Chaplin, Chaplin, and she wore like a little like a Hitler mustache. Like, why is she never had on? Like, why is she dressed as Hitler?
God. That's perfect. I love it.
So many. I mean, the stories that came out of that place.
It all went good until she kind of looked like Hitler.
I mean, there's a reason The Office and Office Space are huge hits. It's because
exactly.
Right, exactly.
They're not making it up. Yeah,
exactly. Oh, that's so funny. So what is you? So are you? Would you love to actually be doing comics full time and not graphic design? Is that kind of where you're heading? Where you like
I
to
mean,
be?
yeah, I love writing and drawing comics. Of course, I would love to do more of it as much as
Yeah.
possible. I think I am in a sort of rare spot for a lot of people who want to make comics where like I don't hate my career and my profession. I really enjoy design. But no, I mean, who's gonna say no? I don't want to make comic books all day. Of course, I want to make comic books all day. Yeah, that sounds incredible. So
Yeah.
you know, maybe one day that'll be the full-time gig, and hopefully I'll look back and this will be a stepping stone there. But yeah,
Great, man.
it's nice to be in this situation too, where I can be like, I want to make the books I want to make, and if they don't do well, I still got to make books that I wanted to make, and it's not, you know, gonna ruin my life if it doesn't take off or something. Not ruin my life, that's harsh. But
Right.
there's
But
a lot of people who are really hoping.
You're not going to be in financial ruin. Right.
Yeah, I feel fortunate
I get what you're
in
saying.
that sense. You know what I mean? Yeah.
And that's a very good point, though, too, Jared, because it's like even thinking back, it's like this was your follow-up to Heavy Kill, right?
Mhm,
And Heavy Kill was a few years back, so it's like you have the creative freedom to not have to feel pressured to put something out or have to produce. It's like you're really just following your creative heart to kind of put out whatever you creatively drives you, whatever you feel the most passionate about. And to that point, I'd say, do you have something that's next?
Yeah, I do.
Can you tease a little bit of it? I was going to say, can you tease a little bit?
I'm not sure. I haven't like solidified anything yet. I actually have 2 stories in particular that I'm working on, but I will just say that like spooky stuff and crime stuff, that's in the mix. I think that's just going to be. I did another podcast with a guy who got to read the book in advance, and he was like, I wasn't expecting this to be like borderline horror sometimes, and I was like, yeah, that's just kind of the flavors I like, I mean, I'm not going to pitch this book as a horror book, but I think it's probably closer to that than maybe people anticipate, because that's just the kind of stories I like to tell, So anyways,
by the way,
in that vibe.
Heavy Kill is a good name, is a good alternative name for Ozempic, I think.
For what?
Ozempic, Heavy Kill.
Ozempic,
a great alternative name.
That's right.
Wow.
I mean, you can
sometimes the tangents go in a weird direction on this show. Jared.
Home run of tangents, Harry.
It's good. It's good.
Sometimes the things that pop in my head, I don't stay there. I can't.
Yeah, right.
All right.
Now, is this book as big as Heavy Kill? Like, has you got as many pages? Like, I know that was a thick one.
It was. It is not as big. Heavy Kill was about 260. This is about 200. My running
beefy though.
Yeah, my running gag from Heavy Kill was I used to tell people the biggest thing I learned making that book was write shorter stories. So when you're drawing it yourself, so that's what I did. But even 200 is probably a little longer than I probably expected originally. But yeah, I think it's a good. I mean, it's like a 6.5 by 9.5 type thing too. So it's it's very similar size to Heavy Kill. So it's also like, and I think my art suits that in the sense of like, you could probably read 200 of my pages a lot faster than like a Jonathan Hickman comic or something.
Right.
Definitely a Jonathan Hickman comic.
Does that make shipping things more difficult? Obviously it must be more difficult to ship them to people, right? Or
because it's
the larger the book, right? Yeah, heavier.
Yeah. Well, this book obviously is handled by Top Shelf, so I'm not doing any of that, fortunately for this one. Heavy Kill was I sold a lot more. Well, that's not true. I sold a fair amount during pre-orders, which was great. If anybody's listening to this and you did that, thank you so much. That was a huge confidence booster. But then I mostly sold at cons anyways. But I also set up Heavy Kill. I mean, especially if you have the first printing, it's like a hardcover, 260 pages. I sold it for $15. Like the idea was not to make money. I was just trying to push it out and get people to. I didn't lose money per se, but between like thin margins and shipping, yeah, it wasn't great. But that's okay. I wanted people to read it, and I really wanted to have something that felt really nice in your hands,
It was nice. I think Johnny, you might have shared it with me, right? You did. Yeah, it was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
I was impressed at how good it looked,
Thank you.
it
Yeah,
was
I couldn't
really
keep
good
it at
stuff.
15. Stuff went
Yeah,
up.
I don't think so.
Stuff went up. I'm still at 20 though, which isn't too bad. So
Yeah,
it's
that's
still
not
a pretty
bad.
good deal. But
Yeah,
I feel
that's
like that's a great deal for an original graphic
Well,
novel.
inflation too,
hardcover.
yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, almost
Yeah,
300
yeah.
pages. Yeah, that's crazy.
yeah, and Bridge Planet 9 will be 20 as well. So
Nice. I was
I
gonna
was
say,
just
are
saying,
you?
so
Big... Oh, go ahead, Johnny.
I was just gonna say, just because you briefly touched upon it, like, oh, I don't have to deal with any of that this time around. Can you
Sure.
talk a little bit just about the gratification, or just coming on board Top Shelf? Like, as a creator, I mean, a lot of people strive for that. So, can
Sure.
you just share a little bit about that experience?
Yeah, absolutely. You're 100% right. It was really, really cool. I am absolutely thrilled. I was also really thrilled because, you go to a lot of cons and you talk to people and you schmooze or whatever. And like, I didn't have to schmooze. I was like, dude, I have like your books over here. Like I read them all the time. Like I buy Top Shelf all the time. And so it's really cool to be able to be working with a publisher that I legitimately enjoy their work and read it on a regular basis. I read a book like a month ago. But yeah, it's also been really cool. Like I think, I want to make comics. I like making comics, but I also hopefully I can do this a lot, but I wanted to at least do it once and just feel there was something incredibly validating about somebody who has worked with people that I admire and put out books that I admire saying, I think this is good and I think we should do it. And even just like that short conversation was just like, oh, I'm not awful at this. Like everybody has imposter syndrome all the time, right?
Of course,
and you're just
of
like,
course.
I'm terrible with it. So just having even that small experience and then being able to work with like their teams and talk through things, even just like silly stuff like cons and PR or whatever, like it's just really neat to feel like there's people who believe in your work enough that they want to go for it. And I don't think you have to get a publisher to get that type of satisfaction or feeling. I think you can get that other ways, but I do think finding that somewhere is really important as a creator to be like, because again, you work in isolation so much. And sometimes, especially if you're doing original graphic novels and you're not doing issues, I mean, I'm drawing like 200 pages without any besides like my friends and like my dad, like nobody's reading it. And so it's a lot of work to put into something and feel like I have no idea how people are going to react to this.
What's your drawing process like? Do you do mostly traditional stuff or digital or both? Or
I work digitally pretty much exclusively.
Mostly, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
I
want to work more on pen and paper at some point. I just am. I think I kind of came through a weird process with art because I did work in design. I have worked in design world for so long that like I'm just a slave to the edit undo button, and it's really it's like which I don't know. There might be artists watching this who just like roll their eyes really hard at me.
No,
like,
I've heard that.
It's the process that works for me.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone has their own process. I mean, I'm a graphic designer myself, and I can consider myself to be mostly an illustrator. Primarily now because I love the traditional aspect, of that. I don't want to like lose that. So what I do is I sketch things first. Then I either take a picture of it and then like I do it digitally or because I want to have at least one, original copy of something, you know what I mean? Like, so whenever I can.
What's nice about digital for me though, is it does, it can simplify a lot, like, cause I can spend a lot of time getting that one line right. And then the panel doesn't, like my art is not incredibly complex compared to like a superhero comic or something. And I think the reason why I feel like I can do that and get away with it is because of that digital process a little bit. It gives me a little more flexibility to be like, okay, her nose is literally 2 lines, but I can spend some time getting them right and making feeling like they're really what I want them to be. And some people are talented enough to do that with pen and ink, but so I work mostly digital, it's iPad.
Yeah. I've heard that from a few artists. Like they grew up with digital. The only thing that's sad is you don't have the originals to sell at a show or something.
I know it. No, trust me, I am deeply aware.
I can sell that.
I can imagine.
But it's a learning thing. It is just kind of funny to me though. Like I hear a lot of artists and podcasts or whatever, they go the complete opposite direction. Like, oh, I'm trying to learn digital because I know there's a lot of value and I'm so stuck on paper.
Yeah, I feel
Although
like
now
there's
it's
a
coming
happy
back
medium.
around because its
Yeah.
original art is booming a lot. So yeah, but it's funny to me that I'm like, I actually like am not great on paper. Like I'm good, I'm fine, I'll do it. But like I feel much more confident in digital
No
space,
kidding.
which
That's
seems
interesting.
unusual for a lot of artists. But
Before we run out of time, Jared,
yeah.
let the audience know where they can get. Is it going to be available in comic stores? Where can we get it?
Yeah, it's all over. Definitely let your comic shops know you want to grab it. I would love that. That would be super appreciated. But
When's
I can
the
give you all a
actual
link.
release date? Is it like
October 21st?
okay? So you can still pre-order through comic shops. Like
you should be able to pre-order through comic shops. I can give you guys a link and y'all can post it with this.
Yeah, shoot it to me
yeah.
in the private chat, and I can add it to the video tonight, and so it'll be there.
Sure. But yeah, it's
watching.
I mean, you know, if you want to do the Amazon thing or the you know, Barnes and Noble and all that stuff, you should be able to get it there as well.
And then
or this weekend.
Yeah,
or
this weekend.
Get it over a month early this weekend at SPX. Come say hi to me.
Cool.
We can both pretend that like I'm actually a big deal, and we can, you know, it'll be fun.
Well, I mean, you kind of are right now, bro.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right. That's awesome.
Stop it.
And
Keep
then
going, keep
also,
going.
where can people find you social media wise? Where are you these days?
I hang out on Instagram the most. It's just Jared_Throne. My last name is pretty Googleable.
Yeah, it's a pretty great last name, actually. I love that.
Thank
Jared
you.
Throne.
It's pretty strong. I get a lot of thorn, but that's okay.
Thorn.
It's all right. It's worth it.
That I wouldn't be mad at that either. You know, but that's awesome. All right, so yeah, follow on Instagram. And then guys, did you have any other questions before we move on?
No, just looking forward to seeing you this weekend, man. I hope you have safe travels to the show. Are you far from SPX?
And I'm in Richmond, so I'm only a couple hours, fortunately.
Oh, that's not bad.
So.
Yeah, me and Johnny are
Not
flying
bad
in from Massachusetts, so we'll be there sometime Friday. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Cool.
And
well, I will see you guys there.
Yep.
Yeah,
Thank you for
absolutely,
taking time out of your night to hang out with us.
Oh my
Appreciate
gosh.
it, man.
Thank you guys so much for having me back on the show. Really appreciate it. Always good talking with you guys, and hopefully I'll be here again with another book at some point.
Yeah, we'd love it. Hit me up when that time comes. We'd love to have you back.
Sure, will do.
Awesome,
all right,
Jared.
All
right, man. Have a good
Jared.
one,
Good
and
to
we'll
see
see you this
man.
weekend.
See you this weekend.
Okay. See ya.
All right. See ya. Awesome, man.
Awesome,
That's
man.
good. Yeah, I'm happy for him. He's definitely like I don't think I didn't read Heavy Kill. I just looked through it when you shared it with me, but I was impressed by it. I thought it was like great. So I was like,
I mean, he was to my left at SPX the previous year, and when it got slow, I walked around and took a look, and every time I passed by, even when I went, ran out to the bathroom or whatever, I caught the corner out of my eye, and it was like this nice
thick
hardcover book. Yeah, exactly. And he was only wanting $20 for it. I'm like, dude, this looks great.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's what SPX is. There's a lot of things like that where you just find these indie creators who are just getting ready to be signed. They're one step away,
or they're making like crazy, like not crazy stuff, but like interesting and different and
A+ different stuff. Exactly.
From the level of, folded paper up to,
hardcover,
Heavy Kill. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like there's like that whole gamut of different comics coming through there. That's what I love about those shows specifically,
Yeah.
Is you're going there for a true piece of art, like something from somebody's heart. You know what I mean? And heart and soul.
You know what it is? It's a mixtape of comic books.
Yes. Yeah, that's a great way to say it.
Any indie show like that is just a mixtape of comic books.
And put me in that atmosphere anytime. I love being surrounded by all that creativity, and that's why these shows in particular strike a chord with me more than like say Terrificon or New York Comic Con. And I love those shows, don't get me wrong.
But for different reasons and ways, right? these
Exactly.
indie shows leave you reinvigorated. Like even
They
at
do.
IC3 the night before when we did the drink and draw.
I
thing,
love
like,
that. I love
yeah,
that.
and
I'll
that's
do that
what
again
the
in a
night before at
second.
SPX is a lot like too. You know, a lot of people just mingling. You know, they give you drink tickets, you hang out. You know that kind of thing.
Oh, really? They do a
Oh,
similar thing? Okay.
yeah, absolutely.
Oh, we'll have to hit that then.
Yeah,
that'd be
it's
awesome.
fun.
Awesome. So I see our second guest is in here. I haven't seen this guy in a while, like ever since we had him on the show with Gilbert back after when was special edition San Diego?
2021.
Holy crap.
November
so it's been like
2021.
2 or 3 years since we
I saw him in July. That's why he's on the show.
Yeah, exactly. It's good that he reached out, you know. Without further ado, let's bring in our second guest tonight, Mr. Nicholas Doan. Nick.
Hey, what's happening?
Hell yeah. What up, dude?
How's it going, man? What are you jamming to there, buddy?
I'm jamming to the Indie Comics Relay.
I love it, man.
It's like laughing.
How's it going? What'd you say, Harry? What'd you
It's
say?
like laughing almost. It's like
right.
laughing in, like
Yeah.
feeling good.
Yeah, right.
Hey.
What's going on, man? I feel like I haven't
Yeah.
seen you in 100 years.
I know, that's because you can't come back to the West Coast. What's going on?
I know. I got to do it again soon. Well, it's because it like,
I'll
to make
twist
a
his
trip
arm,
like-
Nick. I'll bring him next year.
yeah, I
right.
want to
That's the
go.
deal.
It's a lot of money for me. And like, that's the problem. Or it's like going a second, you know, if it was so, but yeah. How's the last few San Diego's been?
Yeah, I was
for
gonna
you?
say, how was July for
Yeah.
you this year, Nick?
It was great. I had a brand new book on the table, and I sold a ton of them.
Nice.
Oh, awesome, man.
Oh,
Now
that's what
this
you like
is
that.
you've done a couple books. Like when I saw you at special edition, it was The Kid and the Ripper that you guys were pushing.
Oh, so
Nice.
awesome. Love
I
that book. Love that
Still
cover.
got that upstairs in my pile.
Yeah.
I'm sorry
It's
I've
so
not
awesome.
read it yet, but I will. One of these days, I'll surprise you with a review. I'll message you.
It's worth your
Nice.
time.
It is worth
I
the time.
believe
Good
it.
book.
I believe it 100%.
You can see the amount of heart, work, and effort you put into Kid and the Ripper, dude. Like that's a
Yeah.
really well made, well put together book.
I mean, I was basically writing that over the course of my entire life because I was obsessed with Billy the Kid and Jack the Ripper, and it was a magic light bulb moment when I was like, they could be in the same comic book.
Yeah.
What about them? What about them interested you though? I mean, I'm a big fan. I mean, I love reading about Jack the Ripper because like, who the hell was he? I mean, they since think they've figured out who it is, who it was. That was it, Aaron Kosminski guy, like the barber from England. But why? And so what was your interest in that? What captured your attention or interest?
I think what makes them both so fascinating is they're genuine legends. Like Jack the Ripper, especially because we'll still never know who he really was. As much as they think they've worked it out with DNA, there's always going to be question about it. It's never going to be conclusive, and that makes it something that you can endlessly think about, dream about, wonder about. Tear it apart, put it back together.
It's almost like a real life comic book character, right? It's legend, but based on reality.
Right. They're both real men, but they're both so much more. They're absolute, they're a part of our culture.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's part of what made that movie Young Guns so kind of appealing is they frame it with Billy the Kid and you're like, oh, this was a real guy.
Yeah.
Did you hear Emilio's trying to get a third one off the ground?
Hey, I'm sold already. You don't even have the ticket's already sold. I'm there.
right. I think he said he wants to call it Old Guns or something like that.
I don't know how he could call it Young Guns.
Yeah, right. Like
unless you have the younger cast, right?
But he wants to bring everybody back, and I was like, "Fuck yeah, I'm ready for that."
Oh, Young Guns,
Johnny,
Old
the
Blood.
ticket's already been sold. What's that?
You call it Young Guns, Old Blood.
There you go. Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Maybe New Old Guns.
New Old Guns. That sounds like a wrestling tag team.
Yeah, right.
New Old Guns.
Exactly. That's great.
They're going to call it Young Guns, and in the first scene, they're going to go to a gun shop and buy some new guns, and they go, look, we all got some young guns.
Yeah, there you go. That's the way to do it. That'd be awesome. So how's my buddy Gilbert? You guys still hanging out?
Yeah, I don't see him too much. He's busy acting, really. He's been booking a lot of work. So,
Oh, nice.
I mean,
So has he been anything recently that we might have seen, or?
God, the last time I saw him, he was rattling off a list of shows that he just filmed and did this and did that, and um, he does a lot of like guest spots on all kinds of different shows. So, keep your eyes open. He's
Fantastic.
everywhere.
Do you still
That's
partake
cool.
in acting too, or are you still an actor?
A little bit. I
Yeah.
actually am gonna be in a play in Santa Monica in October. So
Oh,
Oh,
cool.
sweet, man.
yeah, I got that coming up.
That's cool.
Nice. What can you talk a little bit more about it, or is it?
I can talk a little about it. It's called a Crack in Everything, and a friend of mine wrote it when she was in college, and I did a reading for it then 20 years ago. So she's been
Oh, sweet.
she's been working at it ever since then, and it's going to get a one night performance in October, and who knows what after that. But
It's so cool, man.
yeah, she
That's
asked me to
great.
do it, and I'm on board.
That's so cool though, because like the same way you made Kid and the Ripper after all that time, like
Yeah.
stories never really leave us, in a way. Like every time we criticize George Lucas for going back and tinkering at Star Wars, you kind of get it as a creator. You're like, oh, wish I can go back and refine this and change this. And,
Oh,
you know
yeah.
what I mean?
It kills us. It kills us when we get to that point where we've published it and it's out in the world, and then we realize how we could have done it so much better in that one scene.
Yes. Isn't that the way?
Sometimes I re-tinker with it too before I do another printing.
Yeah.
To
Do
be
you
honest
go
with
back
you.
and screw around with it? Keith?
Sometimes
Now you just told me and the internet audience that there's rare copies of Mighty Mascots out there with changes and variations.
there is.
Oh my god! Oh my god! That just
Fixing
triggered.
mistakes,
That
stuff
just
that you
triggered
find
so
after.
much. Actually, I think there's a Sartana out there with the same thing. There's some mistakes and stuff.
Yeah, I fix them especially if you have the ability to, if you're not,
Right.
Mhm.
why not?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But
Nick,
go ahead.
so can you talk about the new project?
yeah, you got a
Alright.
couple since Kid
Yeah.
the Ripper, right?
Oh yeah, I
Like,
was gonna say there's actually a few since the last time you've been on. Do you want to bring the audience up to speed?
Yeah. Well, I have an all ages series called Daisy Cassidy, which has a couple of issues out. And that
Oh, okay.
is, I'm hoping to be able to get back to that and finish up the story next year.
okay.
But there's some of that out in the world, and it's awesome.
What
but,
is Daisy Cassidy about? That one I wasn't familiar with. I was thinking of the other one you did, the Misfit Island, I think.
Oh, that one.
Yeah, there you go. But tell me a little bit about the Daisy Cassidy one, because
So-
I'm not aware of that one.
Yeah, Daisy Cassidy's a space adventurer, and she is given the all-important mission of staying home and babysitting her little brother, who is then, of course, immediately abducted by aliens.
Oh, okay.
So she's off on an adventure to try and find her brother, rescue him, and bring him back home before her parents find out.
Oh, I like
awesome.
that. Is that
I love that.
now? That's in the vein of your like monster one, kind of like
Yeah.
an all ages kind of thing.
Monster Elementary. Is it?
That's
Yeah.
the one.
Yeah.
It sounds like it could be an Amblin movie. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
right.
Like it's got
Absolutely.
that Spielbergian kind of vibe to
That's
it.
a sequel to
Yeah.
Adventures in Babysitting.
I was
like,
just
that.
thinking about Adventures in Babysitting when he was talking about that. I was like,
Yeah,
that's
right.
so totally that vibe.
Yeah,
I love it. I love it.
That's a classic right there.
yeah, absolutely. And then you're doing that one, and then Misfit Island you were working on
Yeah.
in between.
Yeah, Misfit
Okay.
Island, we've been working on that for a little while, and we debuted it at San Diego Comic-Con this year.
Okay,
it is
perfect.
a beautiful hardcover,
Yep.
and this is the first in the series. We're going into production, working on the second book right now. Bobby Timoney is the artist and co-creator, and so he's getting started on the art, and I co-wrote it with my wife, Sarah Silver.
Oh, you're married now? Congrats,
I'm married
man.
now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I met her in San Diego.
I think
That's
back when I met you a couple of years ago, I think you were, was that the same girl you were with, or was it someone
Oh
else?
no, back
Okay, so
back when you met me, I was still separated and working toward a divorce. And,
okay.
I was dating another girl too, and she was nuts.
Oh, okay. Congrats, then. I'm glad you got out of that and found somebody good for you.
I found somebody amazing, and she's smart and funny and beautiful and creative, and she matches me, and so
that's great. Awesome. She worked on this with you?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome,
she was,
man.
This one actually started, so like
let me pop you up here. Hang on.
Yeah, this guy Brody, the jackalope. I actually hired Bobby Timoney to design a new company logo for me, and that was the guy. He kind of, you can see right there, that's the company logo.
You can see it a little bit. Yeah,
cool.
So it just started with that, and Sarah got a look at it, and she was like, "There are so many stories in my head right now."
No, it's a pretty awesome, really? Drawing. It looks like a Saturday morning cartoon almost. Like that kind of looks.
So
awesome.
Is it kind of like a riff on the Island of Misfit Toys? Is that, or is it like, what is what's the actual hook of that series?
It actually has 3 distinct different stories in it that are all take place in the same world. There's an island called Dissidentia, and it is full of cryptids and creatures of myth and monsters and all kinds of this stuff. And there are all kinds of mysteries about the island and why it is the way it is and so forth. And so that's our guy Brody and his friends, a couple of Sasquatches, a sea sprite. They go on all kinds of adventures and unearth all these mysteries on the island. And then there's also a story about Isla, who's a harpy, and there's a harpy community at the top mountain on the island, and they're all very enclosed and they don't have outsiders in. But Isla wants to know more about the world, and so she flies off and she lands on the mainland, where a hunter shoots her in the wing.
Oh, geez.
And so she's she's stuck on the mainland, and can't get back home to the island. And she's taken in by a young boy who helps her out and looks out for her, and they have their own adventures there.
That's cool.
And I also have a story about Henry, who is the son of the Frankenstein monster. He's a biological son of a Frankenstein monster.
Wow, good for him.
And there are
No, I'm glad that he
the moral someone there is Frankenstein fucks. Okay.
Well, I'm happy to hear that though. Like happy end of the stick.
He got his happy ending.
Right.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did.
Still works.
He left her in stitches. Hey,
so there are ties back to the island and its mysteries through the Frankenstein line. But Henry is basically a young boy who he comes to a new school, and he meets a young girl named Phoebe who's full of energy, and she's kind of a runt and gets bullied, and they can become fast friends and look out for each other. And Henry plays guitar and just wants to be a rock star, and so she kind of helps him find his way to his dreams.
I love that.
That's awesome.
All these sound like cartoons I watched as a young kid.
Yeah,
I wanted to anyway.
They gotta be cartoons you watched as an old man.
Yeah, there you go. I love that. I love that.
But I do love that
all
you
age
can do
books,
like,
right?
yeah, another all ages book, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I like that though. I like that you do the all ages, but also you can get serious.
Yeah.
Like I saw the pre-launch page for the new one that you have coming out. Actually, let me pop it up here so
let's fire it up.
It's the new old one.
It's a new old one, right? You're doing like an old
Pray
series.
For Death. It was my first published comic for Zuda Comics, which was the webcomics imprint of DC Comics.
I remember that.
Yeah,
that was like a short-lived thing, right? It was like,
oh yeah,
I didn't know you had a book with them. That's pretty cool.
Yep.
The only one I remember, wasn't there one about a werewolf in like Western or something?
Yeah, that was the High Moon.
High Moon, yeah, that's the only one I remember. But this one was also one of the books that got picked up. That's cool.
Yep.
Were you actually released, or was it?
It was released online. It was
but they never made it to print.
Yeah, they never printed it. I still have a few of my own. They did little samplers to give away at conventions.
Okay.
So the first 8 pages got printed in a little mini tiny thing that they would give out for free, but the whole story never ever saw print. So I'm doing it now. I'm doing it in a big oversized hardcover with tons of extra shit.
Cool.
Very cool, man. And like how many story pages do you have for this?
It's gonna be a total of 84 pages.
Oh wow! Holy crap!
Yeah, the original comic was 60.
Oh, okay. So you have to
Yeah.
go in and just finish it. Is that what the extra pages are?
No. There's actually another 8-page story in there that Daniela Serra, the artist, he and I did this as a sort of a bunch of Zuda creators we're going to do a big thing for the 15th anniversary of Zuda, and a bunch of us made new 8-page stories, and it never happened.
Oh, that imprint's cursed, huh, dude?
Yeah,
like that's crazy.
But I'm breaking the curse here, and so I got that 8-page story. I threw it in there, and there's another 12-page comic that he and I did together in a different anthology, and because that was in a standard format, that's in there, but with 2 pages side by side. And some other, like, there's some art that we did for a pitch that never came to, so I put that in there. Some promo art, some other behind the scenes stuff, and just really, I wanted to pack it with everything Pray for Death that I could.
Yeah, that's awesome, dude.
Yeah.
I'm glad,
so
like,
this is a special edition. This is your special edition.
That's right.
Big.
So now everyone can finally see the full story.
Yeah.
No, because it was all of it. Was all of it available online before that imprint went down, or was it?
Oh yeah, mine. Okay. I like to say that I was the first user submitted contest winner in Zuda history.
Okay.
The very first contest was all solicited material. But the whole idea of the thing was that users could just submit their own comic. I won the second contest.
Oh, wow. Sweet, man.
The first user submitted contest.
Do you remember that imprint, Johnny?
Vaguely. Yeah. This is like when like web comics and digital was really taking off.
Like DC was trying to get their fingers in on that
I remember that.
Yeah.
And that's really cool. Like, because at the time, I mean, that was even before digital. Like, no one really read.
Oh yeah.
Like went online or like
web
there
comics
wasn't
were huge, there wasn't enough places for us to actively easily read.
Yeah.
Right at that point.
Oh yeah, web comics were their own thing back then, and
they were.
They didn't really cross over, and DC thought they could make it cross over.
Yeah, right. And it just kind of didn't work. But I was interested in the experiment because I was like, like what? Because I thought that would be a cool way to present a comic and then possibly get it in print after and sort of get low-key released through DC, so that was kind of cool.
And Nick did just that.
Yeah.
So some of the other series did get printed by DC Comics, a few of them, and they were I'm going to say they weren't the best printing. They kind of just went, oh poop, here's a book. But
okay.
I actually have a collection of some of those, and I made them available as Kickstarter rewards.
Oh, nice.
So a handful of people can, back Pray for Death and get some of the original printed Zuda comics.
Oh, that's cool, man.
Very cool.
Yeah. That's a cool idea. When is this going live?
It is going to go live on September 20th.
Oh, okay. Wow. That's right around the corner.
Yeah,
it's
awesome.
coming up.
That's very cool.
Everybody needs to smash that pre-launch page.
Yeah, I think I might have did it, but I'll put it in again just in case I didn't.
It's also easy to find if you just punch in brokenorecomics.com. That'll take you right to it.
Yeah, that's on your Instagram, right? That's your.
Yeah.
I put the link in the chat as well if anyone wants to jump in there and sign up for it.
Yep, sign up for pre-launch. Now, do you have any special tiers in mind that you? Well, I mean, obviously the original set of comics, but specific to the book, do you have any special tiers that you're planning out?
I actually have some original art available as tiers.
Oh, sweet.
Nice.
In 2008, Danny Serra, the artist, he's Italian. He came to America and stayed with me. We went to San Diego Comic-Con together, and he gave me some of the original art. So I've had that and kept it safe all of those years. So I'm ready to part with some of it. I swear I'm ready.
For buku bucks.
Yeah, that's great, dude.
Yeah, that's available.
That's awesome.
Now, is the
that's really
artwork
cool.
all like that painted image on the Kickstarter, or is that just the cover?
No, that's Danny Serra.
The interiors look like that.
Yeah,
Oh wow.
he's been compared a lot to Ben Templesmith.
Okay, I could see that.
Yeah,
Totally.
and Ashley Wood.
Yeah.
He actually, like, those are two of his idols. And when he was here, 20 years ago, I took him to Comic-Con and we met them, and they were both like super impressed with him. It was crazy.
Oh, awesome.
But
wow. Okay.
That's cool when your heroes are
Yeah.
impressed with you, right?
Yeah,
Come
right.
on now.
That's pretty crazy.
That's
Danny
a heavy
Serra.
lift right there.
Yeah, Danny Serra is doing crazy good right now, and he just did an issue of Dylan Dog.
Oh,
And,
nice.
Cool.
He also has a Hellboy story coming up soon.
Oh,
Nice.
cool.
That's really awesome.
Yeah.
Doing
So he's
Dylan
the guy-
Dog's
I
gonna
know
be huge.
To being an Italian creative working on Dylan Dog is very prestigious.
Oh yeah.
So he must be thrilled.
Dylan Dog. I think it's still like the #1 selling comic book in the world, right?
I think
Yeah.
so, yeah.
Johnny, I
Yeah.
was gonna show you at Retro Expo, but it sold before I got over to your table.
What was
Some guy had the new Batman Dylan Dog crossover that was done
yeah.
by the original Italian guy.
it?
He sold
Yeah.
it for $10, and I was like,
Wow.
"Yeah." I was like,
bargain.
"Johnny, yeah." I went over there to see if they had it because I was gonna tell you to get it
Yeah,
because
yeah.
I already have these single issues.
yeah,
But
yeah.
it's totally worth it if you haven't read it. That crossover was amazing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
that-
heard it was really good.
The Dylan Dog comics are great, just in general, and
Yeah, they are. The colors and like the sensibilities
Yeah.
of European art is so cool. I love it.
Italian and French art. and
Yes,
French comics.
yeah,
There's
amazing.
something about it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, amazing. Very different. Did you have anything else that you wanted to shout out to the audience, Nick? As
also, I recently there's a new distributor in comics called Filbo.
yeah, I'm looking. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm looking into those.
I know
guys.
Phil.
My comics are now available through Filbo, so you
Oh,
can run to your
sweet.
comic shops and be like, "Hey, Misfit Island is actually in this month's catalog."
Oh, sweet, awesome.
Cool.
Yeah,
Was it?
And,
I'm gonna look into getting distribution with them
Yeah.
very soon. Was it easy process?
yeah, it's pretty easy. He has a pretty good head on his shoulders about what needs to be done, and with any startup, he's running into bumps and learning that it's a lot more work than it started out to be.
Oh yeah,
But
of course.
the process is pretty smooth and pretty easy, and now my books are available all over the country. People can just walk in their shop and be like, "Give me
Yeah,
Kid and the
right.
Ripper."
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah, that's great.
so awesome.
And
Yeah,
was he
Phil's a good guy. You're in good hands.
Yeah,
You know him,
Uh,
Johnny? You met him?
Yeah,
too?
so he is diagonal from us at New York Comic Con,
Oh, okay.
and he's a personality. If you know him, he's a little wild. It's just like
Okay.
he's a fun guy. He's a very fun guy.
I
so
saw him when I was at Terrificon. He came over to talk to Brian Polito. And
yeah,
I knew who he was, but I just, I didn't know him, so I didn't say anything to him. But he seemed like him and Brian were like clicking too, So
yeah, he's a really nice guy. Super awesome. I'm really excited for this
Yeah.
endeavor for him, and so awesome that you got Kid and the Ripper through him, dude. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
I mean,
Yeah.
I think what he's doing is something that independent creators have been needing. It's
Yeah.
it's a
Well,
giant
this is
hole that he's filling.
Yeah,
100%.
like this was what I was hoping would happen when Diamond went under, that someone would step
Yeah.
up and take over the indie side of stuff. And I'm glad he did it, and his catalog looks good. I looked through it. It's very much, it looks like the old Diamond catalog,
Oh, yeah.
actually,
Oh,
the
yeah,
way
totally.
the listings are set up and everything. So
It's funny too, because just right now, as you were talking, I got an alert on my phone. I just got paid for the books I sent him.
oh nice.
Oh, there
man.
you go.
So,
Breaking
Did you get
news.
Yeah,
Breaking
things
news.
are running smooth.
You heard it here
Hey.
first.
Yeah,
There you go. That's great. That's
my
awesome.
bank account says money.
Well, and to that point, that justifies every good thing we just said about him. Like,
Yeah.
the guy is on point. You know what I mean?
We should get him on the show, Johnny. I bet he'd come on.
I could easily do that. I could reach out to
maybe
him.
you should reach out, see if he'll come
Yeah.
on one of
Well,
these
I'll
Monday
see him in
nights.
New York, so I can
All right. Yeah.
Talk to him.
I bet he would.
face
I
to
would love
face.
to pick his brains and see why he started this, and
Yeah, I mean, I think it would only be appropriate, like like all comic related startup businesses like Global Comics and Comics Wellspring. They've been on the show. We should definitely have him on as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that'd be great.
Right now, I don't think there's anything more indie comics than Filbo Distribution.
Yeah, that's great. It reminds me of the. Do you remember Cold Cut Distribution? There was back in like the early 2000s. Reminds me of that. They were kind of like the indie guys back then.
Was that part of Paper Cuts?
No, it was before that. It was like literally a black and white newsprint kind of catalog that would come to comic stores with what kind of like with Diamond, and it was just indie books. And like I think the only thing that kept them afloat for years was like Johnny the Homicidal Maniac and all the slave labor stuff, So it's really funny. But I was hoping that would happen when Diamond went under. I was like, I want to see somebody like Cold Cuts come in and take over all the indie stuff, and that's happening with Filbo. I was kind of waiting around to see how it grew. But now I think I want to get in on it, so I'm gonna put a package together soon and try to get in on that.
See, when I heard Diamond was going under, I was like,
"Yay!
Somebody's got to do it." Is it me? I was like, do I have the balls for this?
Yeah, I know.
So when I heard about Filbo, I was like, I got to talk to this guy.
Yeah.
So we get some people saying Unhinged said I'd like to hear more from him about his distribution. Yeah, me too. I would love to have him on.
I think we should have him on. I mean, that really settles it. I'll reach out to him. Maybe I'll reach out to him before New York.
Yeah, I think I friended him on Facebook, and I get a lot of his updates. Maybe I try to reach out or something and see. But anyways, Nick, before we let you go, anything else you want to shout out to the audience?
Big thing for me right now is Pray for Death. It was my first published story.
The book.
And it's coming to print, and it's on Kickstarter. So please go pre-save, check it out, get yourself some original art.
Get notified.
I'm gonna give
and as somebody who is now collecting the original art of stuff I worked on and paying up the nose for it, this is 100% a great deal. You're definitely gonna want to be notified.
Yeah,
if you can buy some original art.
It's original art by Daniela Serra, who just did a Hellboy story, did Dylan Dog. He's won British Fantasy Award, Bram Stoker Awards. Honestly,
you're not going to want to miss that.
Yeah, he's amazing.
Get him to put some of those Dylan Dog pages up. I'd be interested in that.
Actually, I think he has some of them available on his website. So,
does he really? I'll have to go take a look. I don't even want to know the price, but
you won't be able to figure
it out.
That
it's in euro.
Yeah,
I was going to say it's in lira or euro.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, so it might be. Yeah.
Do you want to give a brief what do you call it? Synopsis of Pray for Death before you go?
Oh, sure. It's so it stars Detective Jenkins. She is kind of well known for breaking a very big case, but she kind of bent some rules and upset some people, ruffled some feathers along the way. So she comes in on there's a serial killer out there who has a vendetta against God, and he's creating all of these murder scenes that are pretty much big middle fingers to God.
Okay.
And at one crime scene, she finds a young boy who's just been left behind, and so she's got to take in this boy and protect him, keep him safe, and figure out who the killer is, catch him, and stop him. And it's just a grisly, brutal, pulpy serial killer story.
I love it.
I love it, man. That sounds great. That sounds awesome. So yeah, I look forward to checking that out. Once again, I love that you can do that.
Yeah,
along with your all ages
and
stuff.
kids books.
Yeah, right. No,
it's like Robert Rodriguez. You can make Desperado and Spy Kids.
And Spy Kids. Yeah.
And put Danny Trejo in all of them.
Yeah, exactly.
And made it
work. Where are you social media wise these days where people can follow you?
I'm mostly on Instagram, and it's at Broken Ore Comics.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, easy to find.
If you run into Gilbert, tell him I said hey, and hopefully I'll get out to California one of these years for San Diego.
I'll drag him out.
Again.
Get out here.
All right. All right, Nick. Good seeing you
All right.
again, man. And
good
when you have
seeing you
another
guys.
project,
man.
hit us up.
You know I will.
Please
Awesome.
do.
All right.
All right, man.
Good
Have a
seeing you,
great
man.
night, and
Nice
good
seeing
to
you.
hear from you.
Thank you.
All right. See ya.
Yep, good luck.
Bye.
Man,
That's how I like.
I always
I
love
like
Nick.
a
He's
lot,
great.
Man. He is. He's a great creator. Great guy too. Honestly, I love being next to him and Gilbert that year. It was fantastic.
They're just fun guys. And so all the concepts he has are so great. Like they like something like even the kids book stuff. It felt
Fresh.
like the plot of
Fresh.
like that could have been a Smurfs episode.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean? Like it's got that genuine, authentic, like old school cartoon kids show feel based upon
absolutely.
the
Snorks.
shit.
The Snorks.
The Snorks, right? Exactly. Wasn't there yet a
Munchie
third one that was like a derivative of the Smurfs?
Yeah, wasn't there? It was like the Papa
Littles?
Bears.
Oh, okay.
Remember?
the
Yeah,
Littles,
Littles, maybe.
Yeah.
There was a lot though. There was a lot
So
that
many.
were like there was so many. It was like everything cannibalized everything back then, you know.
Right.
So
Or the cartoon was just the cartoon version of like the adult sitcom.
yeah,
You know,
exactly.
like
yeah.
oh that cartoon like Snagglepuss or Yogi Bear was just the guy from the Honeymooners and the Neighbor. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Norton.
Norton,
Norton,
exactly.
yeah.
Who is Norton?
Well, speaking of a live action cartoon, our third guest is here, who's been on the show. It was a couple months ago, I think, maybe maybe
so.
3 or 4, maybe a little longer than that.
No, yeah, it was probably longer than that.
Longer,
But a really cool concept.
Yeah, and he's on the 9th issue. How impressive is that? For an indie comic,
for an indie creator to have that kind of mileage like that, amazing, absolutely amazing.
Yeah. So without further ado, let's bring our third and final guest out for tonight, Mr. Ben Lacy.
Hello,
Hey,
everyone.
Ben. How's it going, man?
It's going well. I really appreciate having me back on.
Yeah,
Love having you
absolutely.
back.
Yeah, and
And,
I was on about 2 or 3 months ago for Samson that time.
That's what it was.
Yeah,
That's what it was. I was thinking of having you on from the Shark Project previously.
I think we
Felt
discussed
like it's
that,
been a
too.
while for that one.
Yeah, that one
War
might
Shark.
have been a while ago. But yeah, this is back for the 9th issue.
That's awesome, man. How does it feel to have like 9 issues under your belt as an indie creator? That's amazing.
Pretty good. I mean, this is going to wrap up the current Whales of War arc, so it's
Okay.
the final story of that arc, and then we'll start the next arc, which will, I'm viewing Shark of War as kind of a trilogy, a 3-arc trilogy. So
Oh wow,
so
okay, wow. So
my
you
hope
have,
is
like,
to go 11
major
11
plans.
issues or so, 11, 12 issues, and then pause
Cool.
it for a little while, and then hopefully the demand will be there to bring it back.
Oh,
Wonderful.
man. Wow.
So for our viewing audience who don't recall from the previous time, can you give a little bit of the pitch for Shark of War for everybody?
Sure, but let me get into some to proper motif here. I do Comic-Cons in mostly in South Carolina, North Carolina, Georgia. I don't know where you guys are at.
We're in
We're in the
Massachusetts.
Northeast.
I've gotten as far as New York once for Juice, where I went with Samson, and then I've gone to New Jersey, but I've never been up past that. So anyway,
Are you
at a
going
Comic-Con, if you ever get to
Well,
see
I was
me
going to
there,
guess a shark hat.
That's awesome.
you get to see me in my shark hat,
Wow.
which I wear to the cons. So I thought I'd give you the con experience while I go into what Shark of War is. Shark of War is Jaws meets RoboCop. It's Jaws if the shark were the hero,
Okay.
RoboCop if the cop were a shark. He's an escaped military experiment on the loose in the Caribbean, enforcing the law Punisher style. The mob is tired of what he's been doing, so they've created something greater than him to try and take him down. Mutated killer whales, the one thing even a shark fears. And we are now, so the first 5 issues were basically the origin of the Shark of War and putting him in his proper milieu. Then these most recent 4 issues have started this Whales of War arc where he's been having to battle a horde of killer whales. In issue 7, it appeared he died. In issue 8, he was rescued with the help of a Navy SEAL. And now in issue 9, the ultimate boss battle begins with something called the Mega Whale of War. A Godzilla-sized whale, which if you go to my Kickstarter page, you will get to see some examples of him, and this will be the finale as he battles that boss level threat.
That's so cool. So you ideally you're at the final boss, so to speak.
Yeah. So this is going to be the boss battle for this arc, and it's going to conclude the arc for now. So and then we'll start the next arc where things go. It ends a little bit on a cliffhanger to set up the next arc where things are going to get even worse. So my goal for Shark War is every arc. Every issue ends on a cliffhanger. Every arc has the next issue set up to be even bigger and bolder than the last one. So I'm hoping to carry that on here.
I like that though. You got to go bigger with every arc,
Oh yeah. And that's kind of the nature of Shark of War more than some of my other books, where the whole idea here is to be really exciting. While still telling a story that makes sense too, and a story where you sympathize with the characters, even though they're really outrageous almost in this situation.
Now, is this hat a one-off hat that you wear to these conventions, or can you buy these?
I love it.
I think this was made originally as a promo hat for the Sharknado series of
okay.
of TV shows. You remember those? I think they cranked out a bunch of them, and then they sold the leftovers on Oriental Trading, which is a website. I haven't seen them there in a while, but I saw it and I was like, oh yeah, this is. I've seen full shark suits, and it's like, I'm not getting dressed up as a full shark. That would be insane. But this hat kind of gets the point across, and it's a lot easier to wear than a full blow up shark suit.
Right.
The one thing I love about your concept is that 1 week a year you can shine during Shark Week, right?
Oh, yeah, right.
Like that's like free advertising.
Yeah, I always do. I don't know if any of you signed up for my newsletter. I always do a Sharktacular giveaway at Shark Week and at Christmas. So I always have a giveaway running those two during those.
You should probably center a campaign around that as well, like to hit.
It probably would make sense to do that. My timing is never right to do it. I have to have the art enough art ready to go. I have to have the campaign ready. I have to not be working too much on a previous campaign.
Yeah, right.
You
run a lot too. How many campaigns do you do a year? Like 3?
I probably should do 3. I'd like to do 4. I like to do 4. I know a few insane people who are doing like 1 a month almost, and I don't know how they do it, but
that's not.
I'd like to do.
Carissa.
Yeah,
Carissa Grant.
Carissa does that.
She wild.
1 a month, and it's like okay, but
like you never stop creating perks at that point.
Yeah, you're basically running and Kickstarter running is not a lot of
cycle.
It's
not that easy to put a campaign together either. You're gonna work in pictures and videos.
Yeah, it's a bit of it. I've done it so much. I know how to do it pretty well, but it's still time consuming, and then running the Kickstarter itself is a bit stressful because you never know when you're going to fund, or if you funded and gotten any backers that day and things like that.
You're married to the refresh button.
Oh yeah. I keep telling myself I'm not going to look at it till such and such time, and I inevitably break down and go ahead and hit refresh, see if anything's happened.
Yeah. I'm about to head into one in the next month or so, and it's just like my first Kickstarter in a while. Like I've been doing Indiegogo all these years, and I haven't done a Kickstarter since I don't know, maybe 2014 or something like that. So interesting.
As long as you fed into it, it'll feed back to you.
They have made it a lot easier to create a campaign, though. I noticed that right off the bat. Like, it's very almost in line with how Indiegogo operates now.
It's a little easier in some ways, but they also want you to have pictures of all your rewards now and everything else, which which they used to not have, and that setting up your little picture of each reward can be.
That's weird that they
probably
do
the biggest time thing I do in setting it up is I got to make sure I have a picture of each reward, each add-on, each item.
Well, what I did because I'm building mine right now. In the last few days, I've been doing perks, but I save the same pictures for the perks as I do the items. So
yeah, I do that too a lot.
Yeah, so it makes it a little easier. It's weird that they do that, but I like that you can duplicate the perks and then just kind of just create the new stuff around it without having to duplicate all your shipping.
Right.
You know, and all that same stuff that you pick every time, you know.
There is some, they haven't added some duplication. You can used to not be able to. You can pull over rewards from previous campaigns. So usually you're some of your rewards are the exact same as before because it's the same, the same series of comic book, and you're gonna want your back issue to be an add-on or something like that. And so now you can pull that in from a previous campaign. So you don't necessarily have to rewrite it from scratch, but it's not perfect. For example, you still have to re-upload the images again. The images don't get pulled from the previous campaign.
Gotcha.
So it's for people like us who are running a comic book and then the next issue, they haven't really optimized it perfectly for us because they didn't really think of it that way originally. They figured, oh, you're going to come in with product X and then you're going to come in with your other product sometime later.
Yeah, right.
Not thinking of like a distribution for sequential series of comic books.
Right. Yeah, right. They're not thinking of like that level of things, but I gotta say, versus 15 years ago or whatever when I did the last one, it's night and day as far as like being able to make it. So I'm curious to see how a campaign for me will do this time around. So
I think
I hope you have good luck. I mean, it
Thanks,
is
Ben.
tough right now. It is a little tough right now because I am
going to go with a lower goal because like I do recognize the landscape, especially seeing it at conventions and stuff lately as well. I'm probably only going to do maybe 1,000 or 1,200 or something like that, which I should be able to hit.
When I was doing the art myself for Sharkivore, that's what I always set it at. But now, of course, I'm paying people, and I like
Gotcha.
I'm still setting the target below what it really costs, but I'd like to get a little close. So,
right. That makes sense.
Yeah, but it's going to be tight. This last time Sharkivore funded on the last day. And if this one funds on the last day, I'd probably consider that a win because I think there's been some degradation, either people's interest or concern about the economy or things like that.
I think that might be it more than anything.
There's always that going on.
Well, we're seeing it at conventions, like the last handful that I've done. It seems that like everything that's selling is lower tiered items, like things in the like $5 range, like stickers and mini prints and things like that. Then my bigger items, like my books that are like, $15-20, they're just sitting there. So we're, making money on the small stuff. But I think that's because after they pay the enormous fee to get in, they have no money left, It's like, it's crazy. So
it's almost like we have to go back to the floppies again just to have them handy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, that's what I'm usually bringing to the con, but I also have my hardcover too, and I cut the price on it. I've tried to offer it as low as I can, just to give interest. But yeah, I make a fair amount of money. Well, not a lot of money. It's percentage wise. When I'm going to a con, I might make 20 to 30% of my day might be selling little shark plushies. I've got
shark plushies.
I got this plushie,
great,
but I've got a smaller plushie that's about yay big that sells.
That's funny.
For $5, and people who have no interest in comic books, which unfortunately is a lot of people you see at cons, will pick those up and oh, shark, ooh, that's cool. I'll take one of these. So they'll that or a keychain will be a big chunk of my sale.
Do you get a lot of? I imagine with the hat, do you get a lot of people stopping by just because of that?
I think it helps. I mean, people go by and go, "Oh, cool hat! Nice hat." Actually, I don't know if you know who Sally Struthers is.
Oh, of course.
Of course.
From
All in the
MASH.
Family. All in the
Yeah.
Family.
No, sorry, I'm not thinking of the
All in the Family.
Right. No, I didn't mean Sally Struthers. I meant Loretta Swit.
Oh.
Loretta Swit.
Oh,
MASH.
Hot Lips.
Yeah.
Oh
MASH.
yeah.
She actually died recently, but a couple of years before that, I was at a con in Atlanta, and before the con start, she was one of the guests, and she was in a booth, near where the restroom was. I walked by it, and she actually saw me, and she said, "Oh, I like your hat," and so that was
awesome.
That's one of my rare brushes with celebrity is Loretta Swit liked my hat.
Speaking of, you say you do a lot of shows in Atlanta. Were you at Dragon Con where they?
I haven't done Dragon Con. This was ATL Con, and after ATL Con, I was kind of like, I don't know if I ever want to go. I'm not far from Atlanta. I can get there in 2.5 hours, but I was like, I don't know if I ever want to do a multi-day con in Atlanta because first off, when it was downtown, the parking is so expensive and hard.
Oh yeah,
and if I don't want to drive, an hour outside the city, the price to stay is a lot as well. So that basically, is killing anything I make.
That's the same problem I have with Terrificon because the hotels go so expensive.
But I would like to do Dragon Con sometime. Sometime I'm just going to bite the bullet and say I'm going to go, and I'll
try to do it.
I'll stay in Atlanta and I'll pay it, and I'll lose money.
Yeah, and make it a part of the experience.
I'll enjoy going to Dragon Con. Same with New York
Comic
Con.
We gotta get you up to Martha's Vineyard in July.
Or anywhere
during peak Jaws season.
Cape Cod,
anywhere.
Yeah. Cape Cod, the Cape. They're around there mostly.
Yeah, isn't there like one of those? Is Martha's Vineyard the one that has a lot of Jaws stuff?
Yep. There's a theater that's always running Jaws out there too, right? If I were you, I'd contact that theater and be like, "Hey, man, I got a shark-based themed comic book. It'd be perfect for your lobby."
Well, New Jersey's where it was birthed, right? The whole Jaws story.
Yeah, I think the original story was I think it happened like in the early 1900s.
Yeah, Jersey story.
I don't even think it was a great white shark. I think it was
like a bull shark.
Bull shark, bull shark, because they can swim into mix of fresh and salt water, so they can come further in.
The most dangerous shark there is, probably.
Yeah, and I think it mauled a couple people, and then it got turned into into Jaws, where it's a lot worse.
I'm a pretty big nerd in general.
Yeah,
but especially about sharks, because I know that the bull shark and the tiger shark are probably the most dangerous sharks there are because they come in more contact with people because of the freshwater thing. But I also had an idea, my Keith and Johnny, that my Rare Bees of the World poster that I did with like these weird bee names.
Oh yeah,
I really want to do one with like sharks, like do like a different kind, like rare sharks of the world, like do like a nurse shark, like a shark dressed as a nurse, like a bull shark, with like horns or something,
right.
Do like a goblin shark and like a dressed as like green goblin or something, like all these bizarre looking sharks. Then do like a whole
based
poster
off their names and then
exactly right.
Just something else.
Like, there's so many of them. So many of them. The goblin shark is probably the weirdest looking one there is. I think if you look, because it has like a mouth that like detaches from its body and it comes out and like
weird.
It's bizarre.
One of my favorite wacky package. Remember wacky packages? Those stickers that used to be parodies of like products and
like Garbage Pail Kids.
Yeah, like Garbage Pail Kids. They did one of Jaws. It was like the famous cover of the book where the shark's coming up out of the water and the woman is swimming at the top. But it was like called Gums. It was like the world's oldest shark. So it was like a shark that had no teeth.
I think I just shared some picture like that today. Where
did you?
It was a one-tooth shark. It was.
Okay.
Jaws in 90th year anniversary or something was the joke, and it was the.
Oh, nice.
I like your other poster idea. You did like the shark, the classic, shark coming up the bite the.
Actually, let me pull up the campaign. You have some awesome covers for this time around.
Definitely
Let's show people what you got here.
Yeah,
look, actually, you know what? Let me copy and paste this. I'm gonna put the link in the chat so everybody can check out Sharks of War. I was about to say Gods of War. And I mean, I feel it's very impressive that you have 9 issues, man. So I think like people can trust you to deliver on stuff here.
Right. What was more difficult, being an engineer working with like nuclear power plants, or doing this 8 or 9 issue?
The stress level of this it's probably been greater than anything I've had to deal with as an engineer.
Okay.
Oh wow, that's interesting. Huh. But yeah, no. Walk us through the campaign here.
Yeah, let's see what we got.
So this, like I said, in the last issue, Nasher, the Shark of War, finally escapes from the lab where Dr. Douglas does all her experiments on mutating creatures.
Like Venom
people.
over here. Venom
does look like Venom a little bit. Yeah,
it's killer.
And he is so her final boss is what I've called the mega whale of war. Basically, it's a almost Godzilla sized mutated whale. That's the killer whale. It's that can walk and has limbs now. And
that's awesome.
And it also, unlike the previous whales that she sent at him, it has its own intelligence as well. So it's also smart. So it is basically much too big for him to handle. So he has to figure out a way to survive, and it's a pretty desperate battle for him.
I mean, these covers are amazing. Let me open it up here so people can see the full thing.
Yeah,
I love that, man.
Who did this? This is the interior artist Harshstroke. He did this cover and he did the other cover too. I did one of the covers, but this is as you go down, you'll see this. I want to point out here, by the way, that everybody can read issue 1 for free. You just click on the link and it opens right up. You get the issue right there. The art in this issue is done by me, so it's not nearly as good as Harshstroke's art, but it's still serviceable to the story. That's why I switched over to having other artists do my art.
But that's cool that you offer number 1 so people can get a taste of it and see if
I think I want people to read my stuff and I want people to like it, so I'm happy to give away my my
and you don't skimp on the gore, and that's pretty good.
Or the ladies.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, or the ladies.
And the art's not terrible. Like everybody's their own worst critic in that regard. Like this is very readable, acceptable work. You know what I mean?
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I
if anything, it just shows that the book keeps continuing to evolve and get better. You know?
And in this instance, what I can point to is if you think back and you look to like some of our favorite animated shows, like The Simpsons or Beavis and Butthead or South Park, in their infancy, but in their infancy, the way they were animated or illustrated were a little bit more, base or rudimentary, and like they just grew and it evolved over time. And I love that. I think there's a little bit of that charm present here in Shark of War.
Yeah, so this is the cover I did. I always do some spoof of the Jaws cover. And obviously I'm flipping it around this time where he's getting attacked and the woman's basically just being ignored there in the side as she
she's escaping
as the action goes around her.
That's great.
I love that.
And here's the Fantastic Four homage cover.
Yeah, that's a really cool cover right there
with our entire cast on it. And it's inspired by Fantastic Four 1, again by Harshstroke. He was like, oh yeah, how about this? Use the Fantastic Four. At first I was like, I don't know. And then I was like, well, I wanted one more cover, so let's go ahead and try it. And it came out really good, I think.
Yeah, it's cool. Really good.
It even kind of has the same layout there of a lot of the characters laid out in the same position where the Shark Wars and the Human Torch move. And of course, you can still get
you got the plushie.
My plushie, my plushie still got the plushie. I'm getting low on these. I don't think I'm going to reorder them for a while because it's a pain to carry them around. But yeah, I always like to offer the plushie.
I love it.
And my premier tier, like with a lot of indie creators, is you in the book.
Yeah, that's a good idea. People take advantage of that too. Like I did that a couple times, and all the spots sold out. Yeah, this looks cool, man. I like it. It's different, Are you a big fan of sharks too? Before you started this book, Ben?
Somewhat. I mean, I was a big fan of the movie RoboCop. And,
yeah. Okay. Me too. I love that.
I'd buy that for $1.
Yeah, my initial idea was, when I saw the first Meg movie came out and it made a ton of money, and I was like, it's still just the same shark movie. It's just a bigger shark killing people. And I said, what if I flipped that over and the shark was actually the good guy? And then I was like, what if he had the ability to get out of the water without having to be carried by a tornado? And then the idea, of a cyborg kind of popped into my head. And of course, RoboCop's always been, like I said, a movie. I always thought the original, not the later remake that was crap. But
yeah, the first one is all you need.
Yeah, but
I never understood how his mouth didn't rot away because it was like the only thing left of him that wasn't like, it was still human. The fleshy part of his mouth. Yeah, right. Wait a minute. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt with that.
No.
That's kind of what made it fun. Fun was with RoboCop. It was a dark humor, but it was humorous.
I think the parody and the satire was probably one of my favorite parts of RoboCop. Is just like the news segments and the advertisements and all that. You know what I mean? Made you feel like you were living in this world. And to that point, like the Orca character in this is checking all the boxes for me in terms of a villain, like Hulk, like the Venom like eyes. I love it. It's just it looks so cool.
So so I'm hoping people will really like it, and I think again the next arc will be even more shocking and bigger and hopefully cooler and
like a mega.
Yeah, that'd be interesting. I wonder what would be the bigger than this killer whale?
It's
two killer whales.
Oh no, it's not. It's not something. It's not a whale at all. It's something totally different. And it actually moves into a little bit of stuff with real world politics, but not in a way that's going to annoy anybody. Not. Not like that. It's just something you'll recognize from an issue we have in the real world, but done way over the top.
Okay.
Interesting. I'm looking forward to when you can come back on and promote that.
Yeah, I know. It sounds great. Ben, have you? Me and Johnny are going to SPX this weekend. You ever get up to that show?
SPX. Where's that at?
It's in Maryland.
No, I've never been to that.
Oh, okay. It stands for Small Press Expo, so it's a lot of indie. It's basically just indie comics, which is awesome.
Okay. But I mean, Shark of War would be perfect for that.
My mouth froze. I froze as a person here.
You froze in a nice, relaxing pose. Which
You and the shark were making the same face.
Yeah, right.
There you go.
You froze in the position of the lady on the Jaws poster. But what was going to say?
That would be nice if it was focused on indie creators, because like I said, you go to a con nowadays, and the number of people who are interested in comic books, there's probably a fraction of a fraction.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of that. Like it's hard to find a show that is about comics, but you get everything else now, Funko Pops, and
Ben, do you have a particular show that you like or you do enjoy going to that you find is
Well, I mean, all of them have a little of that, but I like the the SC Comic Con, which is my local big Comic Con here in Greenville. Obviously, it's convenient for me. So that's like 80% of the battle there. Is
What about
Travel,
Heroes?
right?
Is Heroes close to you, isn't it?
Heroes is close-ish. It's one, it's 90 minutes away. So I'm either staying there or I'm doing a long drive back and forth each day. I did Heroes once, and it probably paid about the same. I made about as much as I did at SC Comic Con, but it was a lot more effort, and it was a 3-day show rather than a 2-day show. That's another thing. I know I tend not to like 3-day shows simply because Friday's kind of a waste of a day.
Oh yeah, you got that.
And so I 2-day show. I like 1-day shows a lot, but oh, thank you. But yeah, 1-day shows. There's some in North Carolina, Boone Comic Con. The people who run that and Hickory Con are really nice. That it's the only con where I they give me pizza for lunch, and then they come around with snacks.
Yeah, it's nice when they take care of.
So that's and their table fee is really, really reasonable. So that's a good con in terms of the people who are running it.
Shows like that where they treat us like the rock stars, and
I don't need to be treated like a rock star, but it's nice to get a reasonable price and a free lunch just to help.
Yeah, right. It makes it feel like
But it'd be nice to be treated like a rock star. But those are the people who get to sit in the booths over in the celebrity probably.
I kind of hate that.
Athol Comics Fest is a good one that does a good job of treating us very well.
Yeah, very nicely.
Which one?
Every year, I love that show.
It's one of those library Comic Cons.
Oh, okay.
But it's a wonderful show.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, if you have any of those in your area, I highly recommend, Ben.
Highly recommend.
Yeah, I'd like to do a library. I've heard about them. I think that would be nice.
They're usually a very small table fee, if there's one.
Yeah, and that becomes a donation to the library anyway.
Right.
Yeah, and then you got people there that are readers,
Right.
Yeah.
So maybe there's like a con near an aquarium or something you can go to.
Funny you should mention
that.
One
bad idea.
There's an aquarium in Troy, New York that has my comics in the gift shop.
Oh wow!
That's awesome.
One of the person who runs the gift shop there is a fan, and he bought when I had my hardcover came out. He bought it. He bought the retailer pack, and he put it in the gift shop there, and he sent me pictures of it in the gift shop, and I was so pleased with that.
I mean,
that's awesome.
Atlanta has one of the best, probably the best aquariums.
You should put that picture on your campaign, to show that it's like.
I posted it on Facebook before, but I didn't think about putting it in the campaign. That's an
you should.
idea.
Why not? Yeah. It just helps give you that little more legitimacy.
Yeah, it's not terrible. That's not a bad idea. I'll think about that. To note.
Yeah. But anyways, yeah, dude, I love the idea. I think it's
such a good concept.
Idea. There's no
thank you.
Not any other comics out there that I can think of that are like this,
Sci-Fi Channel needs to wake up and make this thing into a movie.
I always thought it would. That's another thing about cons is the number of people who don't read comic books but stop by and say, "Oh, I like that idea. If they ever make a movie out of it, I will watch."
Oh yeah, of course.
Well, if you bought the comic book, that would help get it made into a movie. It would be a proof of principle.
I would pitch it like, consider pre-buying the ticket to the movie. Here you go.
Yeah.
This is like our version, like a new age version of the Incredible Mr. Limpet almost, minus Don.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh yeah, I remember. I love that show as a kid.
Sci-fi original.
It's a great movie.
I loved it as a kid, and I saw it again a few years ago. I wasn't sure it held up quite as well.
It doesn't really hold up. It doesn't really hold up now. No.
It would be a funny gimmick if you printed a ticket for the movie adaptation of your comic book in the back of the book. And if it ever gets made, they can redeem it for one movie ticket for when the movie there you go.
Yeah, you might have me on a hook for a big cost though.
Or think about it, if you sell per issue, right? If you sell it as $10 an issue, and that's maybe the price of a movie ticket, give or take, depending on where you're at in the country. Per volume, you might Maybe
Yeah.
you never know.
Yeah,
You
it,
could
it
make
prob-
you
people
could
probably
make a
wouldn't.
fake movie
It
poster.
would be a nice. It would be interesting, gimmick way.
Yeah, it would be a
and,
gimmick,
and
right?
hope nobody ever remembers to redeem it if it does happen.
I would hope they would redeem it. I want them to try. That'd be
Yeah,
great. I
I'd be
think
like,
that.
okay,
Put it
I
this
know,
way: if they redeem
gotta
it, that
buy
means
it.
your project got made into a movie,
I gotta buy
and you
tickets
probably
and
don't
put
have
them
to
up.
worry about paying that bill.
I hope that's
Yeah.
true, but I don't know how much money you get for having your book made into a movie.
Maybe the cost of a nice car.
I think if you're J.K. Rowling and you have a lot of leverage, it's like I am in charge, and you will pay me whatever I want.
You
But
should make a fake.
if
fake
they offered
movie
me like
poster.
$50, I'd be like, oh, okay, I'll take it. I really
do it
want
for
a
a
movie
sandwich.
made here.
A fake movie poster would be cool on one of the,
Yeah,
back
that's kind of why I
cover
do
or
the Jaws ones. I've done posters before, but that are oversized. But then it becomes a shipping pain. You gotta buy the tubes. And
what
then
you could do is one of those
gotta-
fold out posters. I did one of those,
Oh,
and you fold it into 4, and then just ship it with the book.
oh yeah. I guess I could
You
do
can do
that.
something like that. Yeah, no, this looks good, Ben. Anything else you want to shout out?
I'll be at PowerCon in Florence, South Carolina this Saturday. A one-day con, nice little con. So if you're in the Florence, South Carolina area, which isn't too far from Charleston, stop on by. I'll be wearing this hat, and I'll be under a giant inflatable shark, which I always mount above my table
Nice.
with PVC piping. And you can buy any of these comic books plus my other comic books like Samson and Vicious Vixens. So yeah, I'd appreciate that. I appreciate you checking out my campaign. I think it'll probably need your help.
Awesome. Well, yeah, and we'll have the link to Ben's campaign in the description of the video. If you're watching this tomorrow, check it out. He has 9 issues, so he produces, and you're going to get this book. So definitely check it out. It's very unique, and he's got some awesome covers. So check that out. Yeah, Ben, thanks for coming on again with us. We appreciate having you, man.
We love having you, man.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, come back in like a few other months, when you have the next arc going, or
the next project.
Yeah, I kind of doing
Vicious
like
Vixen.
a cycle. Vicious Vixens will probably be next. I don't know if you've read that one, but it's a spinoff of Shark of War.
Okay.
I think
eight women on the run from the mob, lost at sea, fighting to
You can't
survive.
beat that.
Yeah.
So
I remember Vicious Vixens as being part of.
Yeah, no, I think we read. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a little
I think we
spin-off.
were,
Yeah.
we read. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's
You don't want to mess with them.
The first 3 issues are out now, and the fourth one will be my next Kickstarter. I hope to fulfill Samson in the next couple of weeks, so hopefully, I can.
Oh, awesome!
I like to sometimes fulfill books as I have a campaign going on, so I can say, "Hey, I just fulfilled my last book. Here, can you come back in and get this book now?"
Yeah, right.
You're not.
Is there going to be a?
I'm not blowing you off to do another campaign. I'm fulfilling the book, and here's the campaigns going on.
Right.
Is there going to be a crossover one day, or
I'm
with the
waiting for it.
Vixens and the Shark of War?
They already it came from Shark of War.
Yeah, possibly there'd be a crossover. He popped up in issue 3 again, because it's kind of like they're seeing what's happening to him in his issue from a distance. He was in a fight, and they're watching it from a distance in issue 3. But yeah, I think we'll see the same thing in probably issue 5 or 6. Happen again, cool. And then eventually I would like to have some kind of crossover where they meet him and they realize what he really is and stuff, because they're fans from afar of his.
Nice.
Oh, cool. That'd be cool.
Awesome. All right. Well, thank you, Ben, for coming
Thanks
on. We
again, Ben,
appreciate
for
you
taking
having
the
me
time
here.
to come on tonight.
Thank you.
And good luck at the show this weekend.
Oh, I appreciate that. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. And hit us up when you have another project ready to go, and we'll try to work you into the show again.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you again.
Awesome,
Right.
Ben. Have a great night, man.
Take care. Have a good one.
All right.
Good luck.
See ya, man. Bye.
Love that concept.
Yeah. It was fun, man. Really is fun. It
It's
does
like
feel like one of those
like an
sci-fi
Austin Powers
channel
thing come to
originals.
life.
It literally seems like Dr. Evil's plans come to life, like legit.
Sharks with laser beams attached.
Yeah, Dr. Evil sharks with laser beams. Freaking laser beams, wasn't it?
Right. Yeah.
Good stuff, man. Any gents got anything popping off this week or?
No, I just got.
I know
get ready for a show,
and that's
yeah.
Just getting ready this week. It sucks. I have to work at the shop the next 3 days, so I don't even have any time really to like get shit together. That's why I did a lot of it today. So,
well, that's why I'm not going to bother trying to put together bags of coffee to bring to, you know what I mean? Like I got to work. I'm all set. But I was gonna say before we wrap up, Harry, is there anything you want to share about the UFO festival? Like, of like things that you saw. I mean, you got the patches, pretty cool.
But like, while you were there,
no, not at this one. But
not at this one.
No.
But the last one,
I mean, I like what they do though. I mean, you go down there, they shut down, Exeter Center, and like the entire town is like pretty much vendors selling UFO stuff
again. I'd love to. I
should go film a video up there.
It's basically Labor Day weekend every year.
Oh, is it really?
They commemorate this story that happened in '66. This guy coming home.
How far of a ride is that from Leominster?
It's basically, I call it the Hamptons, but it's basically on the way to the Hampton Beach. It's where that is. It's right there.
Oh, it's not. So it's like Beach. About an hour.
Yeah,
or less.
A town over. Yeah.
Okay.
But I think it's kind of cool. I mean, they take you on I didn't go on it, but there's like a trolley that takes you to the actual site where the thing happened. It's like a farmhouse where police officers actually shot at the UFO. It's a whole big story behind it. If you look it up on Wikipedia or whatever,
okay.
It's called Incident. It's called Incident at Exeter.
Right.
So the whole story about it.
Because wasn't that the inspiration of that season of Fargo that had that weird thing that happened at the end?
Maybe.
Because I remember him talking about, this is inspired by a real event. And so I wonder if he just took that and that was the thing.
Threw it in there.
I don't know. Yeah. But it's definitely, I love the fact that it
Amy wants to go. So yeah, she'd love to go. So
yeah,
if we create, Amy, if you draw like a alien something, like you can, those will sell like hotcakes, because this year is like t-shirt.
Oh, so we could get a table there?
Oh yeah, because there's vendors there. People sell T-shirts.
Oh, really?
So it's kind of like, it reminds me of like the Leominster thing.
The Mondo figures would sell like mad. Are you kidding me?
Shit.
Right.
Yeah.
Go fucking make money there, Keith.
Yeah, I know the Mondo soda I have.
The Mondo soda and the Mondo figures. Because just print exclusive Exeter Festival Mondo figures.
Shit, I'll have to look into this then. Yeah.
Fuck and shit.
Keith, who are those guys that sold T-shirts at your convention this year? Red something.
Oh, Red, the Robber Baron. Those guys are great.
So they have I think I bought one of their shirts last year. Like a little alien,
See, Amy's already in.
Cha-ching.
Yes. I told them to go down to the thing and then sell that alien T-shirt they had. It was because like the shirts they have down there aren't that great. I mean, I bought one that's like kind of like
what's the festival actually called again?
Just the UFO Exeter UFO Fest or something, festival or whatever. But
I'll have to look into it.
At the library, they show like a film strip of the entire incident. What happened?
Actually, what we should do, Amy, if you're watching too, like, is go visit it once and just see what it is.
Yeah,
and
it kind of like I was saying. It reminds me, how here in Leominster, you guys do that. They close out Leominster, and we
do like the street, the summer stroll.
Like
yeah,
kind of like that.
Oh, nice. Okay. I'm for it. I just hope they read the comic.
Right.
So when she say putting profits off another year, yeah, right. Well, we can look into it. I'll have to keep an eye out for it. and see if we can get in. I would.
Mondo
I'd be
Minnesota
willing to
sells
try it.
itself.
I mean, a lot of the merch.
Yeah, I
though,
mean, I have enough Mondo merch, because he's like one of my favorite characters.
I guarantee you it will sell because the things they're selling this year aren't that.
I have
Like,
the sticker,
really?
I have the enamel pin, I have the figure. I have the soda.
And then you sell the bundle pack for $100.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
I think people were hungry because there weren't that many vendors selling like hats or there's like stores that you go into them and they have like knickknacks, you know what I mean, like alien like stuffed aliens, like plush toys and like pins and things. Your stuff would definitely sell. I think like as if you,
Do they have like is there people selling food and shit too, like?
There's like a food truck there. I saw a food truck down there. I didn't see, but there's restaurants all along the area.
But it sounds like it's pretty small, though, right? It's
kind of a smaller
little
town. Yeah, right.
But it does sound cool, though. It sounds like it would be.
I'd want to go just to check it out.
You said you like it enough to go every year.
I would go get the patch every year because I want to. If you're a collector, because this year was the 60th anniversary of the incident, so that's why I want to go down there and get the patch for it, to commemorate. I probably wouldn't get one every year, but,
okay.
But
I think Amy mentioned earlier in the chat. Remember Mike Mitchell, rest in peace.
Yeah,
he used to have comics about
the captain, right? He wore the sailor
hat. He had comics about that incident. Too.
Cool.
Real life stuff like everything that happened in New Hampshire and things like that.
But the thing that I think is cool about it is that like police officers were witnesses. They reported it. You know what I mean? Like
that's cool.
They're supposed to be truthful. You know what I mean? And I
love stuff like that. So I would be interested.
Yeah, and they take you the trolley. You buy a ticket and they drive you to where it actually supposedly happened.
Is the festival all weekend though? Is it like the entire Labor Day weekend?
Yeah, I think it's a 2-day thing. I only went briefly Saturday.
That's the tough part because Labor Day is a tough weekend to try to do a show. Although that's when Dragon Con is too. So
yeah,
I don't know. I'd be willing to try it though.
Yeah,
I'll have to see.
I mean, I rode to the police station because they're like their patch is okay, but I feel I've done a long time ago when I worked at Market Basket in Westford. I used to be the chalkboard drawing artist, So when you walked into the store, you would see like the sales of the week, and like I would draw a little like goofy picture or whatever. Like, and then one day I got a phone call from the Westford Police Department. Like the sergeant is like, "Hey, this is Harry." I'm like, "Yeah." It's like this was Sergeant Cody talking, from the Westford PD. I'm like, "Shit, like what did I do?" He's like, "I was wondering if you can give me help me out here. I saw you do the chalkboard drawings, right?" I'm like, "Yeah." I was like, "Could you help me do a design for a police patch, like for a parade or something?" I'm like, "Yeah."
Oh, awesome.
And he thought that I just drew by hand, but he didn't know that I was doing like computer graphics at that point. It's like a million years ago. And I'm like, "Yeah, I can do it on the computer." It's like, "Oh, all right." And I did like 3 for him. So I've done police patches before. So I called the Exeter Police Department. I wrote an email to them and I said, "If you guys want any help with next year's design, I'll be happy to help." I've done it before, so I'd be gonna hopefully
that'd be cool, man.
Yeah,
that would be awesome.
That would be awesome, but we'll see. I'm sure they get people like me all the time, like bugging them.
You never know, though. You show them a design, you show them what you can do.
Yeah. It's worth a try.
I'd be interested in this festival, though. It sounds pretty cool.
It's definitely up my alley. I mean, I love alien stuff too. UFO. I mean, I believe in that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, but yeah,
the truth is out there.
Yeah, I think so. It's coming our way. End of October. We got limited time left.
I mean, I'm all set if you guys are. I don't really have. I mean, I'll mention I did some more work on the Kids Switch Kickstarter today. That thing's almost ready to go. I got to make a video. Although I'm thinking about after this one, like I'm thinking of only making videos for something new on Kickstarter. But if like I do a different issue of Mighty Mascots, I'm not going to make any more videos, I think, because they're just so they the videos take more time than the actual making the campaign. Like,
I know, it's crazy.
It's too much. Like, and I can see
It's
why
stressful.
people stop doing videos now, because like they just put a still picture there. I'm
Right.
thinking the same thing. I think that's the way to go. You know?
Yeah. Well, I mean, you have this still picture that's kind of like the header image anyway.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like, how do you extend that? How do you build upon that? And I mean, at this point, like when so what I did with my campaign videos, I just strung together images and put music to it.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean? Like I didn't want to go on there and pitch the story and blah, blah, blah. All that's in the campaign page. You could read that.
Yeah,
that's
that's
me
good.
saying that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But to throw out images from the book and some, tie some music that's nice that you can get away with posting there.
Oh yeah. I'll have to play it. I'll play it for you guys after the show, but I'll play it on a future episode of ICR. But like the voice actor that came to Plastic City, Dick Terhune.
Yeah.
I talked to him at the show about doing a voiceover for the Kid Switch video. And I asked him, like how, would you charge a lot? And he's like, well, for you, since you invited me to the show and made the banner for me, I'd do it for free. And I was like, really? I was like, oh awesome. Cool. So I sent him a script last week and he sent me the voiceover this week. It came out so good, dude.
I got to hear it. I got to hear it.
I'll play it for you after the show.
All right, let's shut the show down. I got to hear that stuff. We're done.
I got goosebumps listening to it.
Boom, we're done.
So
I got to hear this.
And but I was gonna say is like that's the reason I'm doing the video for this, is for that awesome voiceover, but also because it's a new video. Like I don't have a video for Kid Switch, so it's nice to put in the rotation for ICR videos too.
Absolutely.
So but yeah, Amy said goosebumps 100%.
Fire it up! Can't wait.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's shut it down. I'm sorry, everybody. We'll play it for you soon in the future. I actually want to have a video together before I
get to see it now. You guys have to wait.
Hey, if anyone out there is watching that's in Maryland this weekend, come see me and Johnny at SPX. It'll be fun.
Please do.
We're gonna try to film some content while we're there as well. Hopefully, if we have time.
Yeah, I'm sure we will.
We'll probably have some downtime there.
Yeah, we'll have help.
We'll figure out what to do, but we'll film something. Even if we just go and talk to different people or whatever,
Right.
So,
yeah.
But all right, everybody. Thanks for watching. As always, like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Join us every other Monday. Our next show in 2 weeks will be starting an hour early, so be on the lookout for that. We have 3 amazing guests. That's
going to be an amazing show.
It's going to be a really awesome show next week, and one of the guests has some kind of cool new tech, right, Johnny? You want to tease it a little bit?
Yeah, it's a new way to read comics.
Yeah, I like that.
Digitally. And it's very interesting. And I'm very
not with your
excited.
fingers, right? You mean
what's that?
More high tech than your fingers. You mean digitally? What you mean,
digital to another level? Would you say, Johnny? Or?
It's definitely it's the next level when it gets to digital comics. Like, where do you go? How do you go further? This is it.
Okay.
Microchips.
Yeah, I'm curious to really dig into that.
Yeah.
And
I'm hoping he can show something. So that's the other thing too, is I don't know if he's going to have something available to show.
Okay.
But we could see if we can see. But he also has his own project that he's bringing on. So very looking forward to that. And then we got a very big guest next week too.
Yeah, so it'll be great.
Or I'm sorry, the
2 weeks. The 22nd, I believe. And then a returning favorite too. So it'll be good. It'll be good. So join us in a couple weeks. And then we'll probably have some video drops from SPX hopefully as well. So
yep.
But, thanks everybody. As always, have a great week, and most importantly, read some comics, everybody. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night.